Good afternoon and welcome to Baltimore, Maryland. You see Homewood Field here on the campus of Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore in today's third round action in the NCAA tournament. Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, Salisbury Seagulls. Steve Stoffberg and Nick Suttle here on board with you today for today's action between these two schools. Looking forward to a great matchup. Salisbury, a winner over Endicott last week for Johns Hopkins, a win over Springfield. And the winner of this gets the winner in the top part of this bracket between Susquehanna and Eastern, also kicking off at this time. Time to look at a couple of the players here for today's game. And Nick, our first one to look at on Salisbury's side, Cyrus McGowan.
Yeah, Cyrus McGowan, the 6'3", 230-pound sophomore quarterback from Chestertown, Maryland. He took over about halfway through his freshman season, and he's just been electric ever since, leading the Seagulls to an incredible 17-2 record since taking over as the starter.
For the Blue Jays, quarterback Bay Harvey now in his fifth year.
Yeah, the 6'2" graduate student and three-time captain of this Johns Hopkins football team. What you're going to see from Bay today is a masterclass in efficiency. Bay keeps the offense moving, he extends plays with his legs, and he really doesn't make too many mistakes.
There's a lot of history between these two schools, with Salisbury and Johns Hopkins not only meeting up in the regular season, but also in the postseason.
Yeah, last time I was out on the field, a couple years ago, I got the chance to go over to Salisbury, and luckily we got a win that day. But last year we saw the Salisbury Seagulls come over here to Johns Hopkins, and they got the better of Hopkins then. So excited to see how it all plays out today.
And that was a game which was pivotal for Bay Harvey's season last year in that we were introduced afterwards to James Ranello and the run that the team had under James to the semifinals. Teams are out on the field after the coin toss. Johns Hopkins will be kicking off here to start this contest. And we're going to see Caleb Waite kick off for Salisbury. A couple of names which you will hear on the offensive side throughout. And that's Dario Belizaire along with Mason Fisher. They're two slot guys. Expected to do a lot here today and will receive the opening kickoff. Good crowd here this afternoon at Homewood Field on both sides. Loving it as Waite sends it downfield, and it'll be to Fisher at his own 10-yard line. He'll come with a near side return, tried to cut it back to the middle, got up past the 35-yard line. Looked like Mustakis in there for the tackle for Johns Hopkins. All right, so Salisbury gets started, and Nick, we'll take a look at their starting lineup as the Seagulls, of course, feature a bunch, but also their slot guys important.
Yeah, Dario Belizaire is the name to watch, number one. He can make things happen. You know, he might get the ball a few times here and there in the pass game and the run game. Watch him to break out some explosive plays.
All right, so Cyrus McGowan under center. The motion man, Mason Fisher. Fake the toss on play action. Down the field, Micah Brubaker caught it at the 35-yard line. Headed to the end zone. One play, touchdown. Seagulls on the board. Hitting the deep ball. McGowan, Brubaker for the score.
And that is something that you're just not expecting as the Johns Hopkins defense right away. You're expecting the triple option, dive play, pitch outside, something else, not the deep shot. All of a sudden, you see Cyrus McGowan go back and launches it deep, and you got Brubaker there to make a nice catch to open this game for a big score for the Salisbury Seagulls.
Bordeaux and Ola, all they could do was pursue the play. Here's the extra point attempt. Tucker Smack. He's a local from Severna Park, Maryland, Baltimore County, just outside the city. His extra point kick is good. And Salisbury, wow, on the board, 15 seconds into the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a shock. You know, both of these teams like to start out the game hot. They both their first quarters, typically in this season, they've started out hot. They score a bunch of points. They like to get the ball moving fast. And you saw that just right there from the Salisbury Seagulls. very curious to see how Bay Harvey and this Hopkins offense responds.
And let me just share with everybody, Nick in his first action here on the headset here today. Glad to have Nick Seidel on board with me, 22 grad, and played that 22 season before finishing up his schooling in 23 here at Johns Hopkins. Yeah, okay, you just gave that one up on defense.
Yeah.
What do you do now? I mean, what's happening over on the sideline at this point?
Yeah, the guys are just talking. You're trying to figure out, hey, was this in the game plan? Was this a play that we had prepared for? If it's not, you're making adjustments. If it is, then you just have to get back to reading your keys, get back to playing assignment football. You're going to hear that a lot against this triple option team today.
I wasn't expecting to call Tucker Smack's name twice here already, but here he is to kick off and sends it down. Looks like it'll be Josh Moore. He'll take it at about the 6-yard line. Middle return, and he's brought down at about the 22-yard line. Just getting it started here for Johns Hopkins Salisbury. Third round, everything we're expecting. And all right, for this Johns Hopkins offense, of course, we featured Bay Harvey already, but plenty of skill players out there and guys up front.
Keep an eye on number 10, Cole Karate, the first team all-conference receiver. Cole's had an amazing career, an amazing season, and it's going to take some big plays from him today to kind of even out this score for the Hopkins Blue Jays.
Well, along that starting lineup there also is Jeff Schroeder in the backfield. We'll be calling, there's the primary guys, the guys that put up the big numbers, I should say, through this year. And there's Harvey, back to pass. He's looking sideline, and there's number 10 on the reception, Crotty, over in front of the Salisbury bench, where he gets 10 yards exactly for the first.
That Harvey-Crotty connection is just amazing. You're going to see it a lot today. We saw it a lot this season. They're always on the same page, and they just make plays happen.
1st and 10 for the Jays at the 32-yard line. Harvey's got Schroeder off to his left-hand side. Crotty's on the Crotty is over here on the near side, but they give to Schroeder, and Schroeder had a hole up the middle. Nice job along that line to open it up with a 9-yard gain to the 41.
Yeah, take a look at left guard Albie Cornacchio right here. He pulls over to the right side, opens up this lane for Jeff Schroeder, and it just completely widens this hole. Schroeder has an easy 9-yard gain.
All right, so the Jays up with a 2nd down and 1 right now. And let's set the field for you. As the ball is towards the middle of the field. We'll still call the boundary over on the far side. Harvey with that, looking at twin stack first, now drops it down to Crotty here. And that's something we see a lot from Cole. Just sit down, wait for the pass. If it's coming his way, gets to midfield, 9 yards and a first.
Yeah, again, we're seeing this Salisbury defense staying in this quarters look of pretty soft quarters. They're not letting any big plays get behind them, keeping the offense in front of them, and they're going to tackle whatever's there. This Salisbury's defense gives up a lot of yards, but they don't give up many points.
Bend.
Don't break.
Don't break. All right, empty backfield look once again here for Johns Hopkins. Motion man with Schroeder, takes that handoff, looking left side, off left tackle. And nice push forward past the 45-yard line of the Seagulls, and Johns Hopkins in opponent territory here on this first drive. So 6-yard gain will bring up a 2nd down and 4. We've seen the Jays motion more here as the season goes on. You know that's just because the guys have been out there not just this year playing with one another, but in past seasons. Here's the give, and it is to Schroeder. Left side into the pile there. Gain a yard, bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that Salisbury defensive line did a great job being really stout there. This Hopkins O-line is it's pretty good. Quite a few all-conference guys out there on the Hopkins offensive line, and the Salisbury defense able to make a big stop.
I'm glad you brought that up because, yeah, with the announcement amongst 19 players making the Centennial Conference 2025 season achievement list, that includes first-teamers Michael Nwosu and along with Garrett Brophy as first-team guys, and Charlie Pearson, a second-teamer. There's Harvey, keeper. Oh, nice job on the fill on the defensive side by Ryan Salvosa. He is a senior from Vienna, Virginia, and came up with the tackle. I stop him back at the, well, let's see, the ball's just past the 45, so okay, it's at the 44, no gain, 4th down. Wow, what a fill there by Salvosa. All right, 4th and 4. Here comes the Jays. And I see Chad Martini here on the near side amongst the 3 wides. He's here sideline bound. Schroeder to the side of Harvey. Harvey looking. He'll sling it to Schroeder. Wide open. 45-yard line. Bring it inside the 30 before he's brought down by Carter Solenberger. Huge gain on the play down to the 26.
Just a great check down there from Bay Harvey. You see him go and drop it down there to Jeff Schroeder. He is a 1,000-yard rusher, but people forget he's a pretty good receiver out there with over 1,300 all-purpose yards on this season.
You got it. Schroeder, couple of touchdown catches, 229 yards coming into this one. Let's see, what would that have been? 18 yards on the reception here. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Jeff up the middle, and good job coming in. Colin Wargo to trip up Schroeder on that play.
Great job by the Salisbury's defense. One thing that we should take a note of, Garrett Brophy on a lot of these run plays is pulling left and right. They're using him in a multitude of ways. When you have such an athletic right guard, you can do a lot of different things, and he definitely opens up this playbook for the Hopkins offense.
All right, brings up after the 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. Hopkins on their first series. Well, if you're just joining us here on the stream, Salisbury's already scored. 1 play, bomb down the field. McGowan to Brubaker for the score. All right, here's Harvey. Swings across the middle, caught Crotty, and he turns it inside the 10-yard line. Boy, Kilo Mack in coverage there on Salisbury's unit. Gonna be a lot there today. A responsibility on number 10.
Just a great job there by Cole Crotty, finding the little emptiness in the zone. Gets another catch, and they keep feeding him. When he's hot, you keep getting them the ball.
16 yards and a first. Now it's goal to go. Looks like Ty Pugliano now in the backfield with Harvey. And the 2 wides include Crotty and Robbie Enright. Give, Pugliano, right side, inside the 5. Bounced off his first man, finally brought down, and gets inside to the 3.
Some hard-nosed football here. Here, take a look. We have 2 tight ends out there on the right side. This is what makes the Hopkins offense so difficult to stop. They run out with 2 tight ends, 1 tight end, 2 running backs, 3 receivers. You get all these different looks, and it's just really difficult to game plan against.
Let's spot the ball at the 2-yard line. Gain of 6 for Ty. Schroeder's right back in there. Left side Enright, right side Crotty. And Bay, all design keep, pushes inside towards the goal line, and touchdown. Bay Harvey in for the score. Johns Hopkins answers Salisbury's touchdown with a full drive of their own.
Bay Harvey makes it his 9th season rushing touchdown. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week against Endicott, and he's able to put it in for the score here for the Blue Jays.
Extra point attempt now for Johns Hopkins. Ethan Lawler set to hold. And it's Caleb Wade on for the extra point attempt. It is good. Our score, after 1 drive apiece, sounding familiar from last week's contest. It's both teams scoring a touchdown. This one courtesy of Bay Harvey, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. 7 all through 1/2 of 1 quarter here in Baltimore.
It's going to be an exciting one. We knew this coming into it. 2 very high-powered offenses that are explosive. They get a lot of big plays. They both average over 450 yards per game, both averaging over 40 points per game. So you're kind of expecting this big, high-powered offense. Should be an exciting one.
All right, and Caleb Waite took the extra point there for the Jays. Came in last week and connected on the 3 final extra point tries amongst the touchdown drives for the Jays in last week's win over the Pride of Springfield. All right, set to kick off to the Seagulls once again. The Seagulls out of the New Jersey Athletic Conference. Longtime member there, and wait, sends it down. This time Belizaire calls for the fair catch. Hey, you're allowed to do that. Well, then you make sure you look it into your hands as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so to bring out the Seagull offense for the second drive, and for this Johns Hopkins defense, let's get to know you a little bit. Our starting lineups.
Yeah, the player to watch here is number 96, Isaac Urquidy, the defensive tackle. He's going up against all-conference center Chris Clark. It's going to be the matchup to watch to see how this Hopkins defense can stop that triple option dive.
Urquidy from Round Rock, Texas, and Clark, Ridgely, Maryland. Here's the toss. That's to Belizaire. Wow, is able to slip the ankle tackle that time of Trainer, and was able to get out of bounds, or it went out of bounds at the 29 on a gain of 4.
Yeah, this is much more of the offense that we're expecting out of this Salisbury team. Dario Belizaire is the name that you're going to hear time and time again. He makes plays happen. He doesn't get tackled very easily, and he is fast. He can break it in a split second, and you just have to be ready for it. 4
rushing touchdowns on the season, 9 receiving touchdowns, a school record. All right, a give right to the fullback. On that dive crash was Darrell Walter, Jr. from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Went to Meade High School, Glen Burnie in Anne Arundel County, close to where the airport would be. For those of you watching us, and we certainly appreciate you watching us wherever you are around the world, tuned in here on ESPN+. Steve Staufberg and Nick Seidel on the call of today's third round action. 1st and 10 after the Walter run. And once again, right back to him. Walter forward. 3 yards up to the 38-yard line. It'll be second down. We're going to be used to seeing Darrell Walter do that quite a bit. Average 6.8 yards per carry amongst his 111 attempts coming into this game.
Which is almost shocking because every time he gets the ball, it's on that dive right up the middle. You expect 2 to 3 yard gains, but he does have the ability to break it loose.
5'10", 200 is Walter, right behind McGowan. Belizaire motion, keeper by McGowan. He's got room to run midfield, and forced out of bounds by Jack Schondelmeyer. Great gain down to the Hopkins 45. 17 yards.
Here you see McGowan keep it on this triple option, and he takes off. We've already seen him throw a 69-yard passing touchdown, and he's broken a big run right there. You have to be ready for him to do anything.
Plus territory here for Salisbury. It wasn't just the first play of the game in which Coach Wood and his offensive staff will use the wide receivers. Oh, here is the reverse pitch, and this is to Brubaker. Brubaker. He'll get taken out of bounds by Ola at the 29-yard line. 16 more yards.
Here you see Brubaker lining up out wide. He takes the pitch all the way back, and it almost looks like he might be looking to throw. He was a high school quarterback, so maybe some interesting trick plays coming from the Salisbury offense in the future of this game.
Micah Brubaker from Mechanicsburg, PA, with one dynamic play for a touchdown, and then that's that 16-yard run. All right, fresh set of wideouts there. Motion man Fisher. Give right in the backfield is Isaac Urquidy. And Isaac bring up a tackle for loss on Walter. Loss of 1. Urquidy now 11 tackles for loss.
He's just a special player on the interior. A 3-time all-conference player, 2nd time in a row being first team. He is the anchor of this defense and where this Hopkins team is going to have to really stop Walter in that dive.
All right, 2nd down and 11. Walter in the backfield, Fisher and Belizaire the slot men. And here's McGowan looking to pass. Sideline, and it's caught. Belizaire out of bounds at the 17-yard line after the gain of 13.
Belizaire is all too familiar catching passes on Homewood Field. Last time that they were here, he had a 63-yard touchdown reception against these Blue Jays. They're going to look to get him the ball in any way possible.
And McGowan doing so. Yeah, the triple option, as you brought up, and as we're seeing. But Cyrus McGowan averages 157 yards passing per game. Snap, keeper, McGowan. And nice job on the tackle, Justin Scully, coming up from that linebacker safety spot. The junior, La Jolla, California, with the tackle. Stops him at the 14-yard line on a gain of 3.
It's not an easy feat tackling the quarterback in a triple option offense, especially when you have Cyrus McGowan, the 6'3", 230-pound quarterback. That's a big guy. Yeah. And he's running full speed. It's not an easy job to take out the quarterback there.
From Chestertown, Maryland, so on the side of the bay where Salisbury's located. McGowan, there's the pitch, and it's to Fisher, and he's got room to run, and a blocker. Ultimately brought down by David Halal at the 3-yard line, but 11 yards, and now it's goal to go.
Just solid misdirection here from this triple option offense. It happens so quick, and it's so hard to react as a defense. You have to know exactly what you're looking at, read your keys, and make a play instantly. And when you have a guy like Fisher who's pretty fast on that edge, you know, it's hard to get to him.
Outside are Clark and Brubaker. Motion Belizaire, give on the dive. There's Walder. And he gets 2 yards down to the 1 before he stopped. And you can just see, went to go take it off that left side. And managed a couple, but running into the teeth of that defense are Queedy and Seibert. The Big Ben inside. Let's see on this goal line. Oh, Trace Langen in there with her Queedy. 2nd and goal here from the 1. Snap, give, right into the pile. Nice job. And as you can see, Scully, part of that duo. Kellen Gibson right there as well to make the stick.
Just a great job here by this Hopkins interior defensive line and linebackers. You're expecting the dive. It's 2nd and short. You're on the goal line. The Salisbury team wants to run it down your throat. They bow up, and they're able to make the stop.
Looks like that play lost a yard. So here we go. 3rd down and goal. One more time. Keeper, McGowan. He can't get past his blocker. Right there, Hodge comes in. That's Graham Hodge to make the tackle, but McGowan just got hung up, and that might have been on the center, Clark.
That is just assignment football to a T. This Hopkins defense in a big moment in the red zone on the goal line, and they show what they're made of.
You see the substitution now. And Salisbury, well, bringing in another slot guy and Jaden Thomas for Fisher. Belizaire motion. Lot of movement. Penalty flags will await the call. Referee today is Calvin Brown. The umpire, Justin Hilbert. And we'll see who moved first. All right, false start call on Salisbury on what was 4th and goal from the 2. Offense off the field. Field goal team on for Salisbury. Untimely penalty there for the Seagulls. So brings on Tucker Smack. Well, Smack's done the job for Salisbury here this season. And here he is, 23-yard attempt. Kick is away, and it no good. Oh, penalty flag late. I'm seeing Smack get off the field, come off after getting knocked down to the turf. He was wide right on the attempt, but then the penalty flag. And once again, well, we'll wait Salisbury's decision as it's going to be roughing the kicker on that play.
Just an unfortunate penalty here for the Hopkins Blue Jays.
Penalties on both sides,
yes.
right? The false start for Salisbury. Now, the roughing the kicker.
And that's a tough situation when you're that outside gunner edge rusher. You're taught take 3 steps and you launch. You dive and you're diving right in front of the kicker's foot. And in that case, the kicker, his leg was out there a little bit and he got a piece of him. You know, it's a little bit late dive, but.
All right, so with the roughing the kicker penalty. Here comes the offense. Right back out. We haven't heard referee Calvin Brown announce yet, but suddenly I think I hear the mic on at this point. Look out when he blows this whistle. Everybody is going to hear that whistle. All right, it's back to the 3-yard line. Pitch, Belizaire, corner, looking for the end zone. He can't make it. Jack Schondelmeyer right there to make the play on defense. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
That is a huge stop by this Hopkins defense. Salisbury offense in the red zone scores at a 90% clip, and they're able to stop them there right on the goal line. Great job by Carter Hoke setting the edge outside, slowing down Belizaire a little bit so that Schondelmeyer can get over and make the play.
Johns Hopkins able to take advantage a little bit of the penalty yardage in that whole thing. The 5-yard false start, but then only half the distance to the goal for the running into the kicker penalty.
It definitely changed Salisbury's play call. I could have guaranteed they would have done a fullback dive to Walter had they been on the 1 or 2 yard line, but because they were moved back a little bit more, they had to get the ball outside to Belizaire.
All right, important for this Hopkins offense. Harvey will take the snap. Oh, he sees a little gap right side and gets up to the 15-yard line. Spotted at the 16. Nice run on the play by Bay. And that is our last play of the first quarter. All right, so through 1 quarter of play, our score, Johns Hopkins 7, Salisbury 7. Nick and I'll take a break for a moment. Come back with you, hit those starting lineups. Look at that lineup again for Salisbury. Switch fields. We'll be back in a moment here on ESPN+. Steve and Nick back with you here. Started the second quarter. Switch sides of the field. Are we already in the second quarter? Yeah, we are. Okay, boy, quick moving game for all the scoring we've had. Here's Harvey. Pass. Across the middle. Caught. Nice job. Here's another, once again, another sit down there. Waiting for the ball, and that was Josh Moore. First time we've called his name today. Toms River, New Jersey, sophomore. Here's the Salisbury starting defensive lineup. That man in the middle, Oliver Morgan, Jr. from the local area here, Hereford, Maryland. A guy who's 10 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks altogether, 94. Last week against Endicott, kind of didn't run a lot of hole inside, even though they use a bit of an option offense there, and really tried to neutralize him. Was the Jays prolific in the passing attack? Schroeder, right side's got room to run, cuts it back past the 30 and up to the 36-yard line, 14 yards.
Great job by that Hopkins offensive line on the right side. They open up this hole. Jeff Schroeder takes it, and he's able to make a nice jump cut, get out into open space, and make a play happen.
First quarter numbers, a few stats for you. Salisbury, 144 yards of offense. Johns Hopkins, 92, although they had 2 drives. Johns Hopkins in their second as we speak. Both teams 0 of 1 on third down conversions. Time of possession nearly split even. Hopkins converted a 4th down attempt. Salisbury did not. And that one was the one that left the Jays starting on their own 2-yard line. Oh, play action. Here's Harvey. Cross the middle. Caught. Once again, that should be Josh Moore, and it is. Number 4 with the catch to the 47-yard line.
Josh Moore, one of the more explosive players on this Hopkins offense, came into Hopkins as a running back out of high school, suffered an unfortunate injury his freshman year. They moved him to wide receiver this year, and he is thriving.
11 yards more from Moore. Honorable mention off of the Centennial Conference team named. And as a wide receiver, and second team all-conference as a returner. Just one of 5 in the program history to be named at 2 different positions in the same year. Oh, Schroeder slips another tackle as he turned it up off of left end. And gets into Salisbury territory to the 46.
Nice play here by number 23, Jason Gary, just not stopping on the Salisbury defense. We've heard his name a couple times today. He leads the team with 5 quarterback hits, so expect him to start getting back, going after the passer in this drive.
Very good, as we're looking at 2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard run by Schroeder. As Nick pointed out, 1,000+ yards this season, came in at 1083. Fake the give. Oh, pressure! Bay gets it away. Oh, he was just slippery enough, and you can see the defensive lineman, how 96, he's bouncing back into your shot right now. Abdul Watera, he from Greenbelt, he thought he had a sack. Yeah, he thought he had that sack.
You don't see a lot of pressure from the Salisbury defense, but when they do, it comes quick. It does come quick, and Bay Harvey just able to get out of that, escape that pressure a little bit, throw it out of bounds, live to fight another day.
All right, so it'll be 3rd down and short right now. Let's see. Hopkins goes 5 wide. It's Moore, Bechtel, and Enright here on the boundary. Bechtel now motioning to the line. Crotty and Martini far side. Harvey calls for the snap. Oh, design keeper. He off the right side, finds that room, gets that 1st down. Nice job by Bay. 4 yards and a 1st.
Bay Harvey showing how dynamic he is. His ability to throw the ball deep, but then here, take it and just keep it himself, get the yards that they need, and keep this drive moving.
Just saw Cornacchio, saw Pearson, saw those guys up front. Along this defensive line, a number of guys get rotated throughout for Salisbury. Chase Lomax, a senior, 6'1", 230. Sherman Hatton, a junior, 6 foot 250. We talked about Morgan already. Watera, after his incursion into the backfield. Harvey, here's time again, tries to get out of the pocket, and he'll be sacked. Loss of a yard, although I guess they call it a run here. And man on the play, Ryan Salvosa. You know, we've called his name a bit. Have not called Jimmy Celentano's name yet off that inside linebacker spot.
No, and that's shocking. Number 24, Jimmy Celentano, is the heart of this defense.
Look at that right hand, by the way, of Celentano, right on the screen.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a big wrap. That's a huge rep for him.
It is a big one.
6-year guy, and that's because of COVID and an injury year. Obviously, a grad student. 2nd and 11 now. Here's Harvey with the pocket near sideline. Robbie Enright caught. Turns it upfield and gets the ball to that 26-yard line. He signaled it already, 17 yards.
This is when Bay Harvey is just at his best. He takes his 3-step drop, takes one pop, and he immediately throws it outside to Robbie Enright. He throws it before he even breaks. He knows where he's going to be. That's just the connection that Harvey has with these receivers right now.
Robbie Enright, both feet planted on the ground for that catch. His touchdown catch last week, what an amazing grab for him. 1 foot on the ground as he reaches up and catches it one hand, corner of that end zone of where the Cordish Lacrosse Center exists. What a catch that was. All right, Harvey on 1st down. He'll keep it himself. Look at that option. Turn it upfield. 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown. 26 yards. Harvey for the score.
Bay Harvey with his 2nd rushing touchdown today. Not something that I had on my bingo card.
Wow. As you can see, Bay's always eyes upfield, but then, make one man miss.
Ooh,
Almost
lost the ball.
Oh, how about that? Patrick Scheel was the safety that came up and made the pop, and Bay still right there to bring it in.
He's a tough guy to bring down, let me tell you.
Yeah, Bay now 6'2", 215. In his final year of eligibility, here's Waite. Extra point attempt is good. And so Johns Hopkins goes up by a score now, 14-7, after a 98-yard drive.
Great stop there. Started by the Hopkins defense, being able to have the goal line stand, get the ball back to the offense, and Bay Harvey did what Bay Harvey does. He made plays, he gets the ball out on time, and when it matters most, he goes in and gets this rushing touchdown. His 2nd of the day. Last week, he also had 2 rushing touchdowns, so maybe we start to see a little bit of more throwing from him, try to match his totals from last week.
I tell you, looking at that angle, once again, our primary angle, that's where you know Ryan Davis's crew. Ryan Davis has his crew on top of things because we had that end zone angle just to see that ball pop out of his hands for just a second, floating, and he caught it right back in to take it home for a score. Wow. Yeah, so I guess that's two weeks in a row with 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
For the QB. All right, was handed a score sheet here. Of course, everybody kicks off at 12 unless you're not in the Eastern time zone. You're kicking off at 12 in your own time zone. What's the game we're looking at? Susquehanna at Eastern. And the score in their first quarter, it's Susquehanna 6, the Riverhawks, Eastern 0. Here's Waite with the kickoff and fielded by Fisher over on that sideline. And he'll take it up to the 26-yard line. What a good, solid return. All right, you can see there the Jays. Look at them on the goal line, all right, talking about the defense and how they stood tall on this goal line. A number of plays, of course, the field goal attempt as well. And then after the penalty, one more play in which Jays were able to keep the Seagulls out of the end zone. So this defense now having to come out to face McGowan and crew. Let's set it for you. Is Walter there? Oh, there's the pitch, and it is to Fisher. He's able to turn the corner, get upfield, slip a tackle, down the sideline, into Johns Hopkins territory. One man, that's Carson Bordeaux. Able to bring him down inside the 20-yard line. Bordeaux, let's see, got him out of bounds at the 17-yard line. What a huge gain. 57 yards.
Yeah, Fisher just got it. He beat the Hopkins defense out to the edge, and it looks like he's about to go out of bounds, and he's able to keep his bounce, stay in bounds, and take off. You can see his speed right there.
Right away, another dynamic play there for that Salisbury offense. Here's the give, and that is to Walter. And I think I saw Urquidi just grab a jersey He wasn't going anywhere from there.
No, just a great effort there by Isaac Urquidy. He's able to get off his block, shed that block very quickly, and make that play. Great job there by the Hopkins defensive line.
2-yard gain. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Other scores for you. Mount Union leading John Carroll 7-0. Trinity and Berry in their 2nd quarter already and scoreless. Games later on today. We'll go through those. All right, on this 2nd down play, there's the pitch, and it's the Belizaire. High step to see if he can shake his guy. Oh, penalty flag late. Jack Schondelmeyer in pursuit. And according to the motions, looks like he caught part of the face mask.
Yeah, just the 4th touch there for Dario Belizaire today. Expecting to get him the ball, 10, 15 times a game. So curious to see how they include him a little bit more, but seemingly.
Face mask, defense number 24.
All right, so the ball's at the ball was out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So automatic first. But half the distance will have them at about the 6. There you go, officially the 6-yard line. So we find ourselves here with Salisbury and goal to go once again. Jays could stop them on that previous drive. Let's see now. McGowan, keeper, left side, inside the 5 to the 4. I just saw Browning Trainer come flying in there.
Yeah, just one of those things that this Hopkins defensive coordinator, Coach Brian Hill, preaches to this defense is to fly around. Everyone gets to the ball. You can see the entire, back end, the whole secondary of this Hopkins defense flies over. They all gang tackle, and they're able to make that stop.
He and Schondelmeyer there. 2-yard gain, 2nd and goal from the 4. Our fullback this time is Andre Matthews. McGowan back to pass, looking, end zone, almost picked off. Defensive player of the year in the Centennial Conference. Wow, Carson Bordeaux.
I can tell you right now, Bordeaux wants that play back. Oh.
Right there.
Had a guy open in the end zone. Bordeaux jumps it perfectly. Exactly what you want your weak safety to do in that situation. Who knows what would have happened if he had caught that? Maybe he's taking it to the house. Who knows? But I can tell you right now, Carson Bordeaux wishes he had that play back.
I've got the surest hand sitting right next to me right now, and Nick Seidel. But certainly knows the feeling. 3rd down and goal. It was an incomplete pass. And now here's the pitch. And Fisher right into the pile. He can't force it any further inside. Maybe to the 2-yard line. Schondelmeyer there. Trainer. Graham Hodge. We'll be calling his name a little more today. He and Kellen Gibson. Hodge, the sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio. But Trainer last week, what a game he had. And there it is, 4th and goal, and the field goal unit coming back out again.
Very interesting, because you don't see the Salisbury offense kicking too many field goals. When they get to this area of the red zone and right on the goal line, they often go for it. But maybe it's after that 98-yard drive from the Hopkins offense, it changes Coach Wood's thoughts process on this.
All right, here's Smack, and it'll be a 20-yard attempt, spot down, and that kick is good. Good job getting points on the board again for the Seagulls. They hit their first play from the line of scrimmage for a bomb touchdown there, 69 yards. And now get their 2nd score in the middle of the 2nd quarter. 6:13 to play. It's 14-10.
And that's one of those things about this Salisbury offense that often gets, it's not really understood how explosive they can be. They average 8 explosive plays per game compared to Hopkins' 7. So this offense is actually more explosive technically than the Hopkins offense, but you wouldn't expect it with a triple option offense.
All right, just started to see up on the screen the Jays aerial attack. And as you point that out, for those guys that we saw, Crotty, Moore, Enright, and all the big touchdowns that Bay has thrown, still that Salisbury offense. Great point, Nick. In picking up on that, we've seen some dynamic plays here today so far, not just that first play from the line of scrimmage for them. All right. There's Smack to kick off. Moore and Orecchio. Back to receive. And Moore, into the end zone, and wisely takes a knee 4 yards deep. So Johns Hopkins will have possession with 6:12 to go here. And yeah, Josh Moore, Cole Crotty, Robbie Enright. These three guys dynamic in their own way. Crotty, of course, with his 12 touchdown catches. Moore's got 4, Enright 6. Altogether, these guys, 500 plus receiving yards, and you've got 3 of them on your current team. Never really did point out the weather today. A little bit of a breeze. Not windy like we've experienced here in Baltimore, and I'm sure where you are in your part of the world. First down give, Schroeder. Boy, this guy's made it happen since his first year playing here at Johns Hopkins, hasn't he?
He really has. I just love watching him run the football, how patient he is behind that offensive line. He lets the block set up. He waits, he finds the hole, and he explodes. He's a great running back in this Hopkins offense.
All right, 4 yards on the gain here for Schroeder. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. And fake the give. Far side, Crotty. Did he hold on to it as he went to the ground? Give him the catch at the 38-yard line. It'll be 9 yards, move the chains. Give him a 1st down after the 9-yard catch by Cole. All right, Jays right up to the line. We've seen this. As they get a 1st down, run that hurry up next play. Here's Schroeder, slips one tackle into the pile. Mack right there to at least start the, let's call it the tackle procedure. Actually, it's probably more the pile procedure.
Oh,
right?
yeah. No, what's amazing about this Hopkins offense right there is they did a hurry up. And so why you do that is so that the defense can't make any substitutions to your personnel, to anything that you have out there on the field. But what makes it even more interesting is they had 2 tight ends out on the field. That second play and on that hurry-up play, they moved him back to running back. So you have a completely different personnel look with the same players from Hopkins. Makes it incredibly tough to stop.
A little versatile there. And seeing Bechtel at that H-back spot. The Twins tight to the line includes Crotty and Moore. Harvey will just keep it himself. Push a blocker forwards. Oh, he's getting banged up in there. He gets to the 44-yard line, so manages 2 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and, let's see, 3rd down and 4 coming up here for Johns Hopkins. We saw a lot, we've watched Salisbury in a few games here and have seen a lot of substitution on that defensive side. Just watch Celentano come off the field in favor of Carter Solenberger sliding into that inside linebacker spot. Right on 3rd down. Here's the pitch and catch. And Crotty and Mack right there just to trip him up. Well, they're in the Salisbury territory at the 42-yard line. Nice job. Gain of 14.
Right there, we got to see Salisbury bring a little bit of pressure. The Hopkins offensive line did a great job giving Bay that time to make that throw. And this matchup between Mack in that secondary, the all-conference safety for the Salisbury defense against Cole Crotty, it's an awesome matchup, and I'm really excited to see how it kind of shakes out, how those two battle it out for the rest of this game.
Very wild to see a statistic for Mack listed at that safety position with 13 passes broken up this season. Here's Harvey. and right. Sideline. Oh, with a little skip and a catch for him to the 36-yard line. Was able to bring that one right back in before he stepped out of bounds. Now it's second down. Oh, they have the ball at the 35. Okay, so second down and 3. Harvey, quick screen, more right side's got a little room to run. Oh, one guy, that was Mack coming up to play him. Moore had to hesitate. He'll get the first down, but stopped at the 26-yard line. Gain of 9.
Yeah, and that's Moore's 3rd touch today. He's just an explosive player. You get him the ball in a multitude of different ways. You get him out there on kick return. You hand it off to him. You give him a jet sweep. You throw a screen pass to him. You have all these different ways to use these puzzle pieces, and it's really exciting to watch.
Here we are at the 2-minute timeout, which was instituted after your playing career, right?
Yeah, we didn't have that.
Right, two-minute timeout here of this second quarter. First half of play, and Johns Hopkins leading 14-10. All right, I told you I'd mention some of the other games that are being played in the NCAAs today. The 1 o'clock kicks, the Eastern time that is. St. John's at Wisconsin River Falls. Wisconsin Lacrosse at North Central. Wisconsin Platteville at Bethel from Minnesota. Wheaton at DePaul in a central time zone option there. Of course, back to this matchup, and the winner of this one gets the winner of Susquehanna at Eastern today. Both stand out, those schools, for different reasons. Number one, Susquehanna, well, that was a 40-22 win for Johns Hopkins earlier this year. Should they be facing them next week, if there is a game for Johns Hopkins? Eastern, you really haven't had a chance to face them because they're a new program. And I'm not saying they're a first-year program, but I think this is only their 3rd year of Division III football.
Oh, wow.
And here they are in the 3rd round. That's pretty amazing. I hope I read that right. If not, a lot of false information in that. Here's what we know. It's 1st and 10. Harvey down the field. Cole Crotty's got it. Touchdown. Whoa, 26 yards for the score. First score of the day in the air for the Jays.
We mentioned it earlier, that Cole Crotty versus Mack matchup, and Crotty got the best of that one. Just a great route. He's able to, we can watch it here on the screen right here on this replay. Wow, his routes, his speed, just everything, the timing with Bay Harvey, it all syncs together, and they're able to put more points on the board.
Just a junior, but first team All-American. It was, of course, the Centennial Conference. Rookie of the Year. Here's Caleb in 23. Caleb Waite, extra point is good. 21-10, our score here in the second quarter. Bay Harvey with time to throw, and Crotty open to receive. Well, for Bay, that's touchdown number 27 this season, and continues to add to his career numbers. And for Cole Crotty, now touchdown catch number 13 on the season. And that's now career number 27 for him. He was already 4th on the all-time list, and now adds to that total. He's well over 3,000 receiving yards in his career just as a junior.
Yeah, the 5th Hopkins player ever to reach that mark, that 3,000 mark, and the first only ever to do it as a junior. He's had an incredible career, and he still has another year.
Even was hurt for the first, what was it, 3 or 4 games. Just as Bay was not available, Crotty was becoming available last season. Oh, at the 11-yard line. This will be Belizaire, not going anywhere. Nice job by John Bechtel on the tackle there, off the special teams.
Gotta love when a tight end makes a tackle on special teams. You don't see too many offensive guys out there. Usually special teams are reserved for the defenders, but gotta love when a tight end is out there making plays, running down hard, and ends up with that tackle.
All right, Nick, what are we looking at here? 1:48 to go. This triple option, they better hit a dynamic play. You got 1:48, but that guy can actually put the ball in the air too, McGowan.
Yeah, McGowan's proven today that he can put that ball in the air, let his solid, deep outside receivers make plays, and curious to see how they plan to manage this 1:48 left.
All right, first down, McGowan downfield, looking for his guy sideline, penalty flag. Micah Brubaker, the intended. He was the 69-yard touchdown catcher, receiver that first play. And this time took Kevin Ola down the field. It'll draw the 15 yards in the first. Using just 6 seconds off the clock.
Defense number 15, 15-yard play from the previous spot, automatic goes down.
Or number 15.
Oh.
Whoever that might be.
All right. That sounds good.
Credit it up. There we go. But, yeah, just hitting it right away. And you got that speed. Brubaker, the senior. Daniel Clark, we haven't called his name yet. Number 4, the senior from District Heights, Maryland. That's Washington, D.C. area right there, who's got 490 yards receiving coming into this game and 4 touchdowns. All right, having trouble spotting this ball at the 39-yard line. All right, so that's where we'll go with here. First down and 10. McGowan back to pass. McGowan looking downfield. Belizaires caught it. Nice job that time. Once again, the junior from Cambridge, Maryland. Bring it in at the 26-yard line. Big play, 35 yards.
First team all conference. I'm going to call him a utility do-it-all back because he'll go out, he'll catch the ball, he'll run the ball, he's at that slot, he's lined up out wide. He does everything on this offense, and he's just explosive.
How quick are they in Johns Hopkins territory? Still have 1:25 here on the snap. Here's McGowan. Oh, overshoots his man. Brubaker incomplete.
Yeah, we asked 1:48, what are they going to do to get the ball down the field? And they've turned to this passing attack, something that they haven't done too much this year, but we did get a glimpse of that against the CNU game, Christopher Newport, when Salisbury was playing them. They did lean on the pass a little bit more that game, trying to get more explosive plays out there, get the ball to their 2 all-conference receivers, and see what they can do.
Salisbury's coach, Coach Wood, knows he's got a passing game to go to. Talked quite a bit about that with us earlier this week. Oh, here is the reverse, and this is Clark. Clark left side, turns it upfield, right into the pile. Trainer will bring him down at the 8-yard line, but a nice 18-yard run that time by Daniel Clark.
We were expecting to hear his name at some point today. They were going to get the ball to him on a deep pass, on a reverse, on something. But that play in particular, where you have the receiver coming back on the back end reverse and the quarterback just tosses it to him, exact same play that they ran maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago when I was playing against them in that second round playoff game. And they broke a 50-yard touchdown run against us. So feeling all too familiar and recognize that play instantly, but it's hard when you're out there. Everything happens so fast. You're not expecting a receiver to go and get a handoff or a toss there, but they make a big play.
I noticed that bead of sweat. Suddenly you're thinking about that play again. Oh, that 50-yarder.
I wish it didn't come back.
Steve Staufberg, Nick Seidel with you on board today. Ben Robertson missing you. Look forward to working again here coming up. But here this afternoon, this 3rd round game. And, well, as Nick pointed out, these 2 schools have seen it. They've seen each other over the years. Separate conferences throughout. New Jersey Athletic Conference, Centennial Conference. Maybe a non-conference game regular season. Maybe an NCAA playoff game, like Nick pointed out. And the one we're seeing here, McGowan, end zone, up in the air. It falls incomplete. There's no doubt who he was going to. Number 1, Belizaire.
Dario Belizaire.
Well, let's see this one.
He's just under, McGowan is under just incredible pressure there from that Hopkins defensive line on the right side. Throws it into tight coverage, ball gets batted around thinking that something's going to happen. That's the most dangerous play for an offense, when the ball gets tipped and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to come down with it, because kind of all rules go to the side when the ball gets tipped. So Salisbury might have caught a break right there.
All right, 2nd down and goal now from the 8. Oh, there's the pitch. Belizaire, he's not going anywhere. Carson Bordeaux out on that far side. Loss on the play, back to the 11.
Just a great job by that Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Carson Bordeaux. Able to set the edge, not let Belizaire get outside of him, because that's where he's most dangerous. When he's able to get outside, make some moves and take off and use his speed, that's where they're making these big chunk plays. Bordeaux does a great job setting that edge, forcing him out of bounds, and for a loss.
Was looking to see who else in the black was trailing out there, and that was Seibert and Xavier Newell. 3rd down and goal. McGowan, oh, he'll just keep it himself. Slips up as he tried to cut back on Scully, and he ultimately went down at the 3-yard line. So gets 8 yards back here, but it was just on that cutback, didn't have his footing.
Yeah, just a mature play from the sophomore quarterback here. He gets back, sees the pass, sees that nothing's there, and that effectively triple covered on the right side to Clark. He takes it, he sees what he can gain, and he goes and gets it. Lives for a 4th and 3 now.
Salisbury calls a timeout. They had a couple to use. Look at that, still 51 seconds left. And so, yeah, talk about a triple option. You're only at less than a minute in this drive so far, and you're already down where you are, because you can hit the pass wherever.
Yeah, and that's what makes this offense so unique. They're not your traditional triple option, run it down your throat, ground and pound. They do have this quarterback who has a really strong arm, and he can get it out there to his playmakers, and they have all these playmakers on the outside, something that Coach Wood talked about with us earlier this week, saying how their receivers this year in particular are they bring a whole different dimension to this offense.
Amongst this group, Micah Brubaker is the one offensive captain for this squad. And when we mention the other names, yeah, off that defensive side, Morgan, Mack, Celentano, the captains here for this Salisbury squad in prime position. All right, Coach Wood has decided it's field goal time. Once again, get points on the board. Here's Smack to set up for another 20-yard attempt. The holder, Zach Ayers. Spot down, kick away, and it is good. So credit 3 more for the Seagulls to bring them within 1 score. 21-13 here with 50 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Interesting piece on that field goal right there. I didn't see a single Hopkins player dive out for the ball. I'm sure there was some kind of trauma happening from the running into the kicker. Don't want to have that happen again. So I'm sure Coach Wadika told the guys, hey, whatever you do, don't run into him again. Give them another opportunity.
The 2 for 3 on field goal attempts, although the miss, of course, yeah, with the penalty itself. Oh, just been handed scores once again. And let's see, seeing that Susquehanna on that touchdown they scored, Susquehanna now leads 8-0. So maybe a safety in that game.
Interesting.
Along with that, but 8-0 at Eastern. Susquehanna, by the way, had to win a first-round game just to advance last week to then play this week. And right now on top in that 2nd quarter. Well, John Carroll at Mount Union. John Carroll, another non-conference opponent for the Jays here this season. Trailing 7-0 to Mount Union in the 2nd quarter. Ball bounced into the end zone. Well, so Johns Hopkins will take possession on the 25-yard line. Have 50 seconds left to work with here in the 2nd quarter. Let me just get a couple other scores out. Barry leading Trinity 15-0 in the early going there. And I've got a score here from Wheaton at DePaul. That must have gotten underway at noon as well. 21-7 favor Wheaton College in the 2nd quarter of that game. Jays center, Drew Chirondet. He is a transfer from that Wheaton program. And by the way, I just looked this one up yesterday. The whole season, didn't really think about this with Drew. He was a starter last year. Their running back, Giovanni Weeks, 5,300 yards rushing in his career, 81 touchdowns. Wow. Oh, here's Bay Harvey. First down. Bay, he's going up the field past the 40-yard line. 45-yard line, gain of 20.
Bay Harvey shows off his legs there. Oh.
Did it look like he was moving fast or no? He can get upfield quickly, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, man. Just figuring out where to run. All right, in the pocket. Here's Harvey. Little dump down. Crotty. I don't know, did his arm get tipped or was that tipped at the line? But incomplete pass. Second down coming up. Yeah, there he is, just moving.
Yeah, it looked like he might have gotten hit on that throw, but still able to get it out. Not fumbling or turning the ball over, just seemingly what Bay Harvey does. He doesn't turn the ball over much, and he's able to take care of it and make plays happen.
All right, incomplete pass, second down and 10 here. 31 seconds left on the clock. Schroeder to his side. Near side here on the boundaries and right. Here's Harvey. Oh, pocket starts to collapse. Gets his way to the right side. Oh, overthrows Martini, incomplete. Got it into at least an area of the field where there were no defenders. Chad Martini, 1 touchdown catch, 1 touchdown pass for Chad. And in just looking at his history at Cornell, played in enough games there, but was that guy that if they were going to go with that wide receiver option and down the field, Chad was going to sling it, as he had 3 touchdown passes in his Cornell career. All right. Incomplete pass, third down and 10, 24 seconds with clock stopping again. Here's Harvey looking, Crotty across the middle's got it, turns it, heads to the sideline. He was going to turn upfield, got out of bounds with 18 seconds left. Salisbury territory.
And right here, we're only seeing a 3-man rush from the Salisbury defensive line. The defense was in a man-to-man coverage with 2 deep safeties, so they're really just saying, hey, we're going to match up, we're going to have our guy and your guy, and we're going to play over the top, not let any big plays happen.
14 yards, first down, 18 seconds left. 3 wides here on the near and right, Moore and Crotty, and a timeout by the Seagulls. Johns Hopkins has 2 to use. Salisbury now 1 with 18 seconds left here in the second quarter. And it almost brings up a question too. I went to go just check things real quick. Well, Caleb Waite now the kicker for point afters and field goal attempts. We know he's got a strong leg. We know that he was going to be the long distance field goal kicker. Just never saw that as a possibility during the season. Kind of brings up that possibility here. Well, how far is too far? What can the Jays do with their last 18 seconds left?
Yeah, begs the question, what does Hopkins do here? Are they playing for a field goal and just trying to move the ball downfield, or are they going to take a deep shot to Cole Crotty in the end zone?
All right, so the Jays switch up formation here. With that ball on the right hash. And the lone man here on the left side is Crotty. And right and Moore on the boundary to the right with Bechtel as the H-back on that right side. Harvey snap. Got the time, slings to Schroeder, gets out of bounds. Gains a yard to the 41. 5 seconds off the clock. Let's see. Crotty that time was matched up against Andrew Julia. He's a senior cornerback, Ridgewood, New Jersey. Has 1 pick. They go back to the formation from before the timeout with the 3 wides here near. Martini the solo on the boundary. Here's Harvey. Harvey looking, middle, Martini caught down the field, tackled inside the 10. He's brought down at the 8-yard line, 33 yards, timeout with 4 seconds left.
And yet again, we see just a 3-man rush from the Salisbury defense right here. Base just wisely stays in the pocket, doesn't try to do anything crazy, stays in there. He's patient, he's waiting for the routes to develop, and he's able to find Martini in between that linebacker safety zone as they were playing very, very deep on that back end, trying not to let up a touchdown. Seemingly, Hopkins was still able to get it down inside the 10-yard line.
All right, did that catch. Chad goes over 100 here as a Blue Jay in his career. His brother Zach played at Princeton. Chad going for his master's here in finance and business and analytics after graduating with an applied economics degree at Cornell. All right, Jays decide, let's get the points now. See the field goal team out. And here's Caleb Waite, freshman from Orrville, Ohio. That'll be 26 yards. Caleb was a 3-sport athlete in high school. Besides kicking for the football team, played soccer and baseball. 26-yard attempt, spot down. Caleb's kick is good, and a penalty flag thrown in the secondary. Actually, 2 of them. We'll await the call. Oh, 12 men, illegal substitution. All right, so field goal is good, and all 8 seconds were used on that field goal. We're at the half. Waite connects from 26 yards out. The Jays successful on that drive once again to put themselves in points to answer the field goal that Salisbury just put up on the board and take an 11-point lead into the locker room. 24-13, our score here at the break. Well, a lot of good back and forth action so far here in the first half, Nick.
Yeah, we're seeing explosive play after explosive play. You know, the Salisbury offense is able to get a 57-yard run from Fisher, a 69-yard catch to Brubaker, and they're just able to move the ball seemingly all the way down on these big chunk plays. So it's going to be interesting to see how this Hopkins defense is able to respond to those chunk plays. And on the other side, Hopkins has been very efficient. We mentioned this right before the game about Bay Harvey. He's a career or season 70% completion percentage. Today, he's at 83%. He's completing a lot of his passes. He's taking the checkdowns when they're there. He's not forcing anything, and he's letting the game come to him, and he's dictating what's happening.
All right, our halftime score, Johns Hopkins 24, Salisbury 13. Nick, we've seen so far that Salisbury has converted 2 field goal attempts. Their one touchdown pass at first play was the big bomb, 69 yards to Brubaker for the score. Steve and Nick on board. Here's Coach Sherman Wood joining us here this first half. Coach, hey, big play, that first play of the game. You had it set up for success, didn't you? Indeed. Yeah, Coach Wood, that first play, Steve Stoffberg here. This is Steve Stoffberg here with you here, Coach Wood. That first play from the line of scrimmage, you were set up for success. Nice job on the touchdown.
Well, thank you, Steve. We just took advantage of what we saw and just made Brubaker made a big play, and got us definitely started with some good momentum. We just have to stop them now. They're doing a great job of executing, no question about it. You
talked about a lot of work to be done here in this halftime locker room. We'll let you get there, but for the defense, what do you got to do?
Well, first of all, we got to do something up front. We got to make sure we contain the quarterback. He's the guy. I mean, he's the main guy. As he goes, their team goes. So we're going to go in at halftime. We're going to take a look at some coverage, make sure we make some adjustments. We got a couple young kids out there in the corners, and they're taking advantage of them. So obviously, Crotty is a veteran receiver, and they're doing a great job of using him and taking advantage of it. But we got to do a better job coming out and be more physical on the corner. So that's what we're going to do.
Coach, we'll let you get to it. We thank you for those words.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck in the second half. All right, Coach Wood joining us there on the sidelines with the halftime score. Johns Hopkins 24, Salisbury 13. All right, Nick and I will take a pause here at halftime, and you should too. Check out those scores, though. Get online and check out the scores. NCAA.com. You can see everything happening there. We'll look at the stats from that first half. Nick and I'll have them for you when we come back in about 15 minutes. Halftime score right now. Johns Hopkins 24, Salisbury 13. You're watching Division III NCAA tournament action here on ESPN+. Steve Stoutberg, Nick Seidel back with you here. Halftime score 24-13. Favor the Blue Jays. Head coach Dan Wadika joining us down on the sideline. Oh, coach, you had this halftime to make any adjustments, but 24-13, things are looking good.
Yeah, we know they're going to have some things in their back pocket here in the second half. I'm really proud of how we fought this whole first half, but it's a brand new half here. Got to start with a great drive right off the bat.
Love what you did defensively with their guys. Basically bent, didn't break.
Exactly right. That's exactly what I was about to say. Bend but don't break. Hey, they're gonna get yards. They're an electric offense, and especially running the triple option. Hey, they're gonna move the ball a little bit, but if we make them kick field goals rather than getting in the end zone, we're gonna have success as long as we keep moving the ball.
We certainly thank you for joining us, Dan. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
That's head coach Dan Wadika, Johns Hopkins University. All right. All right, Nick, that first half, you just see some of the numbers there. Johns Hopkins making things happen.
Yeah, Hopkins is able to put the ball in the end zone right now. Bay Harvey's leading this passing attack at a 83% completion rate with 200 yards passing. Something that we've seen a lot from this Hopkins offense throughout the playoffs is that they average 200 rushing yards and over 200 passing yards a game, and you see that very balanced attack, leaning a little bit more on the passing today, but still a fairly balanced attack.
Bay 15 of 18, as Nick pointed out the percentage there, 200 even yards, 1 touchdown, been sacked 1 time. Crotty, 7 catches, 98 yards, and climbing higher in the all-time marks. We're keeping track of that. As you can see, in that offensive side, yeah, completing it to number 10 and moving the ball down the field. It was Bay Harvey with 2 touchdown runs, in that first half as well, including what you see right there. Let's see, Jeff Schroeder also on the ground with 8 carries, 47 yards. Salisbury, that reverse to Brubaker. Well, he was the one who caught that 69-yard bomb that you saw the first play from the line of scrimmage. But there, Salisbury couldn't make it into the end zone on what was a 4th and goal from the 3.
Yeah, 3 red zone chances from this Salisbury offense and just 2 scores out of those chances. This is where the game's being won and lost right now. It's the 3rd down conversions, it's the 4th down conversion, and it's the red zone. It's those money downs. Right now, Salisbury is 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions and 0 for 1 on 4th, while Hopkins is 3 for 4 on 3rd down and 1 for 1 on 4th.
You can see the Seagulls getting ready for this second half of play. As the kicker has been out and awaiting his return unit, as his coverage unit. Deep for Johns Hopkins are Josh Moore and Alex Orecchio. Tucker Smack today, 2 of 3 field goal attempts. Now, I keep saying 2 of 3, and yet he's converted his 2 that were both of the 20-yard variety. I keep getting that penalty confused in there as Smack lands it short at the 16-yard line, and well, with that, it'll be Johns Hopkins ball. It'll be a 25-yard line. As here we are today in this 3rd round of the tournament, let's just say Salisbury, Hopkins, both in the state of Maryland. Let's call it the unofficial Maryland State Championship, huh? With the last 2 survivors. But as we've talked about already, this is not the first time these 2 squads have seen each other. You know, that's an NCAA playoff thing. It's typical, right?
Yep.
First ever meeting. You know, you're in different conferences and so on.
Yep.
Not the case here. Nick's got some bad memories from certain plays out there. Jays, and these teams have been back and forth, as you saw. 3-2 just in the series history, with that last one being the Seagulls swamping the Jays in the regular season last year. There's that first down play and the give. Jeff Schroeder going up the field. Talked about it. Jeff had 47 yards rushing in the first half. On the defensive side, Kilo Mack, 6 tackles, but so did Jordan Scipio, that cornerback from Lawrence, New Jersey, the sophomore. You heard Coach Wood in his interview talk about the 2 young guys that are getting targeted, Scipio amongst them. Let's see what the Jays do here in this first series of the third quarter. And Harvey not finding anybody. Good coverage. He just gets forward. Starts the slide right around the marker. Now let's see where they give it to him. Yeah, gain of 5. All right, it'll bring up 3rd down and 1 with the ball at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, just great job there by Bay, just being patient, letting the play develop, seeing the receivers downfield, being pretty well defended, and he just takes off with his legs. He's been doing that time and time again today.
Johns Hopkins, 3 of 4 third down conversions in the first half, and faced here with a 3rd down and 1. And they give Schroeder all right there. There's number 24 off of the defense. Jimmy Celentano with the tackle well behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 4.
Great play by number 24, Jimmy Celentano. This is the heart of this Salisbury defense. We got to talk with Coach Wood a little bit earlier this week and learn more about their players, who Jimmy Celentano is, and he actually won the Comeback Player of the Year award for this Salisbury defense, coming back from a big knee injury, and he could have left, he could have gone and graduated and went to work, but he chose to come back, and he is thriving.
Chase Alley, his first punt of the game. Chase lands it at the 44, slingshot right into the returner's hands. That's Jaden Thomas. Thomas with the forward return to midfield, so give him 11 on the return. And so great field position to start with here for the Seagulls. Midfield for Salisbury and Cyrus McGowan. McGowan in that first half, 3 of 6 passing, 117 yards, the 1 touchdown, 69-yarder to Micah Brubaker. Daria Belizaire had 2 catches for 48. And Daniel Clark, 1 reception for no yards. On the ground, Mason Fisher had 70 yards on 3 carries. McGowan 31 on his 5. Clark and Brubaker each with 1 carry, 18 and 16 yards. Walters under 15 as McGowan slips 1 tackle, keeps his feet down to the 39, but could have gone for more if he was upright.
Yeah, McGowan does a great job, pulls that triple option, doesn't hand it off on this dive here, sees the defense, pulls it, and he's able to get around the edge. Schondelmeyer overplays a little bit on that pitch, expecting that pitch, because if you watched the game last week of them against Endicott, they were able to pitch it out to Belizaire for many, many big gains. And so I'm sure Schondelmeyer was watching the film, saw that this week. McGowan does a great job of keeping it and getting the yards that he can.
1st and 10 now at the 39-yard line. After the McGowan 11-yard run. Motion man is Fisher. Pitch to him. Turns the corner. Schondelmeyer, and cleaning up there is Graham Hodge. But another first down, move the chains type run as the ball is down at the 28-yard line. Gain of 11.
A big play here by Salisbury, but also a scary one. I'm not sure if you caught it right there, but Isaac Urquidy blew past the center and the guard here, gets into the backfield, and he gets a pretty big hit there on Cyrus McGowan. We'll see if that affects his throws or his runs at all moving forward.
Another first down here for Salisbury. Brubaker here on the side with Fisher. McGowan the pass. He was compromised as he threw. It was good pressure that time. You pointed out how Urquidy had gotten into the backfield before. Was that him once again? I'm eager to see how.
Looks like there were 6 Hopkins defenders in the backfield. Granted, part of that could just be your read and react. You're expecting a run a lot of the time, so you're always inching forward as a linebacker, as a nickel or a weak safety. But curious to see if they actually brought pressure there.
All right, here's the pitch, and it's to Belizaire. He's going to try to get past Schondelmeyer, won't do so. Jack forces him out of bounds back at the 30-yard line. Loss of 2.
Jack Schondelmeyer is playing incredible right now. He's getting outside, he's setting the edge, and he's not letting anything get around him. He leads the team in tackles today, and it's showing up on the field. He's making big plays at big times.
As you pointed out, he's now over 5 tackles. He's up to 6 here in this in this game. So, Nick, was that you in the secondary? where Jack's playing?
They rotated a little bit. Where Jack Schaudelmeyer is, he's at the very back of this defense. Sometimes you'll see Carson Bordeaux right there. It kind of just depends on how they rotate and how the offense is set up in their strength.
3rd and 12. McGowan using some of the speed. He's cut down. Carter Hogue. Oh, he was looking for a first down. And Hogue came slicing in to make the stop just outside the 20-yard line.
A little bit more trickery here from this Salisbury offense right there. He fakes the pitch the other direction, and he goes back on a counter, a quarterback counter, to the weak side where there's not many blockers. So there's not many people out there in general. There's not many O-linemen out there to block for him, but he does have a lot of open field and space to go and make a play. Carter Hogue, though, came flying in and gets him down.
Good to see Hayden Raymond up on his feet. Left guard, freshman from Arnold, Maryland, which is south of where we are here. And off to the sidelines for him. Their offensive line, by the way, I guess I didn't really point this out, but they go senior. Raymond was the freshman, senior center, juniors right guard and right tackle. There's experience. And that's why Salisbury has done what they've done. 4th down and 3. Salisbury looking to convert. Play action. McGowan hit as he throws. End zone. Looking for Belizaire. He's out of bounds. He may have brought that one in, but out of bounds. Incomplete. McGowan getting off the field. A little gingerly. Who got in there on him? Oh, Justin Scully. Wow. Caught him. And I love Belizaire looking that one right in, but it was in the black, not in the green. Turnover on downs with 9:58 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Great job there by this Hopkins defense to get the pressure. It hits home quickly, forces McGowan to get the ball out probably a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and he has to adjust for that. So when you see that pressure coming, you put a little bit more emphasis on it. You put a little bit more air under it to try to get it out there a little bit farther than what you were planning on. And sure enough, the ball takes Belizaire out of bounds. Would have been an incredible catch, but just a little bit too far.
He took another shot, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. All right, Harvey on 1st down, roll to the right side. Oh, looking for Enright. Was already losing his footing. Incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd and 10. Just want to finish kind of giving some of the numbers. I guess the ultimate thing from that first half for anybody who's just joined us at some point here in this contest and not there from the beginning. Hey, Salisbury, first play, line of scrimmage, 69 yards down the field for a score. McGowan to Brubaker in stride, 10 seconds, that was it. Johns Hopkins answered with 2 touchdowns and also featured a goal line stand there for the Jays, keeping Salisbury off the board. Oh, Harvey's looking for Martini. He's got it. Chad Martini, 6'6", brings it in Salisbury territory.
And that is just what Chad Martini can do. They look to him for these deep plays, these big opportunities to just go up and get the ball. It's you versus the defensive back, and he oftentimes comes down with it. It's a 50-50 ball, but for Chad Martini, it's more like a 70-30 ball.
35 yards. And I loved on that replay, you saw Bay. Look. Oh, there's something. Chad Martini. Harvey down the field and right. Oh, it's just out of his reach, incomplete. Had that one sized up. Robbie running down the field. Let's play another down. Incomplete pass.
Just Bay's 5th incomplete pass today. He had 2 options there. He could have gone down to the dig route for Cole Crotty underneath, or he could go and take the deep shot with no deep safety, one-on-one with Robbie Enright, and he took that shot.
Great point, because Andrew Joya in pursuit on that play. Enright, the junior, Atherton, California, and Crotty, also the junior from Hermosa Beach, California. That's Crotty in motion. Fake the toss. Here's Harvey down the sideline looking for his man. Incomplete. Mack in coverage on Crotty. Contact while they were in the air, and the ball headed that way. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, pretty long developing play here for the Blue Jays. Again, only a 4-man pressure, so Hopkins does do a good job of giving Bay that time for this whole play to develop. But when you have a second team all-conference safety in Kilo Mack who led the conference with 12 pass breakups, it's tough to get the ball by him. So he made a great play there, being able to stop Hopkins from having another chunk play.
All right, Nick, 3rd down and 10 now from the 44-yard line. Delay a game penalty. We'll take him back 5 to the 49-yard line. 8:56 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
It's Hopkins' 4th penalty today to Salisbury's 1. So not playing as big of a factor in terms of the outcome, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if penalties are going to be turned up a little bit, or if the refs continue to let this game go as is.
All right, 3rd down and 15. A lot of pressure. Harvey gets it out of his hands. Right now playing it as a live ball, but the referee says incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 4th. Hey, Bay was looking for this thing to develop, and he got it from the middle.
Yep. His arm's definitely moving forward right there. Is an incomplete pass, though you do have to let it play out sometimes just in case it's not, and it is a live ball and a fumble, so you don't want to take that opportunity away from the play. But here, I think you can clearly see his arm moving forward, just gets hit by the pressure, and now Hopkins is punting.
Again, we heard Coach Wood talk about that defensive side and needing to firm it up. We didn't see Chase Alley in the first half, and here he is for his 2nd punt attempt. And this one from the 49. Chase lets it land at the 22, skips towards the goal line, and downed on the play at the 2-yard line. Nice job in coverage. Nick Zwicker, freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. Down on coverage. 47 yards.
Seems that Hopkins, they get those rolls all the time. They do a lot of these rugby-style punts where you just want to get it out there and let the ball roll down, not really giving the return team the opportunity to return the ball. And there, they get it down to the inside the 5-yard line. It's a great job by that coverage unit.
All right. Well, we've seen Salisbury move this ball. We're just going to have to do a little more on this one, starting on their own 2-yard line. Jays had that situation and went 98 yards. Oh, did McGowan bobble the snap? I just saw some hesitation, more than what I typically would have seen, but had possession, got to the 4, gain of 2.
Yeah, he looks like he dropped the ball or fumbled it or did something right away. Just not a clean snap to McGowan right there, and he ends up getting a few yards out of it.
Nice little dive forward, a little more breathing room.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8. Seeing Brubaker and Fisher lined up here in the left side. And play action. Oh, and McGowan slinging. Fisher, Hogan coverage. And that ball is incomplete. Certainly put it where it needed to go. But an incomplete pass.
That's just textbook defense there from Carter Hogue, number 7, the nickel for this Hopkins defense. He's able to run with the receiver. You see him run, and he's looking back at the ball, trying to find it, see where it is, and you can tell that he clearly plays through the receiver's hands there. That's key. You don't want to be too early. You don't have to be too late. It has to be perfectly timed, and Carter Hogue does a great job there in coverage.
All right, let's see now. 3rd down and 8 from the 4-yard line. McGowan from his end zone, pass through the hands, incomplete. Right there for Belizaire. Schondelmeyer and Ola in coverage.
It looked like Belizaire was getting up a little bit slow too from that hit. It's getting a little bit colder out there. The ground's a little bit hard. I can tell you when when you're getting hit and it's this type of day, you're playing football in December, it doesn't feel good. And, you know, when you're turning around, you're trying to make that catch and you get hit from the backside, it's like, it might take a second to get up. Hopefully he's all right and he can, you know, come back out again on the next drive.
We saw him make a really tough catch, but it was
Yes.
out of the end zone last time. Boy, this punt, Noah Christensen, he's on the punt, and it's fielded here at the 44-yard line. Oh, as Robbie Enright was able to keep his balance and ultimately down to the 27-yard line. So that felt like about a 17-yard return there. Let me get, yeah, the 44. Nice job by Enright, who that's just his 7th punt return of the season, and puts the Jays, well, Johns Hopkins has certainly flipped the field. We no doubt they had him out at the 2-yard line before on the punt, and now take possession back at the 27. All right, ball on the right hash. First down give, Schroeder. Oh, daylight up the middle, inside the 20. Joya makes the tackle, but first down coming up. Right up to the line from the 17-yard line now. And the give, Schroeder has got room off that right side of the guard. Inside the 15 to the 14. Gain of 3.
Just such a creative formation there. I'm not sure how many people picked that up. There was 12 personnel, so you have a tight end and you have a cruiser right off of them towards the boundary. Plus, you have 2 receivers to the boundary. That's your entire offense on this side of the short field, and they're going and handing it off to Schroeder right up the middle. Watch Bay Harvey keep it one time, go to the field where there's not many defenders out there. He'd be one-on-one with one of the corners.
Interesting. All right, this time 2 running backs to the left of Harvey. Bay rolls to his right. Pressure, has to throw it away. Great job, Jason Gary. That's not the first time he's been in the backfield. The senior from Loudoun County, Virginia. Oh, there's a penalty flag on the field. But Gary's had a heck of a season from that outside linebacker spot. 4.5 sacks on the year. 7.5 total tackles for loss. Has recovered a safety. Couple fumble recoveries. That guy's all around. Fun to see a guy doing that.
There is no foul in play for an eligible downfield player. The quarterback was legally grounded the ball. Third down.
Okay. He just announced, I don't know, we're picking that up, but yeah, no flag for ineligible man downfield.
It's a tricky one because they were trying to run a screen pass, and it took too long. They did a great job. Salisbury did a great job of defending it and taking away that screen pass. And so Bay didn't really have anywhere to go with the ball. So he held on to it. Maybe the Salisbury sideline was saying that Hopkins had a couple offensive linemen downfield. They didn't, according to the referees, and you move on to the next down.
All right. Once again, Jays 3 wides here on the boundary, looking for Chad Martini. He can't bring it in. Incomplete pass. Good coverage by Jordan Scipio. Forces the incomplete. Well, just as you had pointed out, Nick, that was another 3 wide on the boundary side, and Martini turned out to be the lone guy on that coverage. Excuse me, in the end zone, as the other 2 cleared towards the middle of the field. All right, brings on Caleb Waite for the field goal attempt. We're going to watch him from 32 yards. Sternad the snap. Waite the kick. Oh, no good. And with where it was, I wasn't looking at the line. Let's take a look. Blocked or no?
I'm not sure if it was blocked. It looked like it just came off funny. Just got under it. Might have kicked the ground a little bit before it, and yeah.
All right, so Caleb Waite, 1 of 2 today. Field goal opportunities. Salisbury takes over on its own 20-yard line. Score remains 24-13. Favor Johns Hopkins. Of course, the winner of this game will face the winner of Eastern and Susquehanna. We'll have to check that score. Let's see where things stand there. Oh, loose ball. Who's up with it? I think Salisbury got back on top of that there. Whew. Nick, a lot of action. And right now, McGowan still down on the field. Wow.
Yeah, here we see Isaac Urquidy do exactly what he's been doing all day. He gets right past the offensive lineman. He takes a big hit on Cyrus McGowan. It affects that toss to the receiver coming back on the reverse, and it definitely blew up that play.
It was the play. McGowan, who's down right now, was trying to toss to Micah Brubaker on that reverse. You had pointed out how Urquidy has gotten into the backfield before, and this time actually compromised his toss back to the wide receiver.
Yeah, it's not very common that you see a defensive tackle, a nose tackle like Isaac, who has such a quick first step. He is so incredibly fast that he's able to jump the snap, he's able to see the ball get snapped, and just beat the offensive lineman to the spot. And he either gets held or something happens because of it, or he's making plays like that where he's kind of blowing up the play and causing disruption.
Now, it's great to see Cyrus McGowan get on his feet and over to the sideline. Of course, we'll have to take at least this one play off. That means that Matt Sims comes in, the junior from Kenilworth, New Jersey. And after the loss, the fumble recovery, it's 2nd and 19. Keeper, Sims, cuts back, middle of the field, and he's brought down by Cavanola at the 22-yard line, 23. So a good recovery run there of 11 yards.
Yeah, great run. I can tell you, when you're on defense and you see the starting quarterback come out and you see the backup come in, you're not expecting him to either throw the ball or to take it and run. You're expecting an easy quick dive or a pitch outside or something. You're not expecting that quarterback to come in game ready to make an impact, to make a play. And credit to him for staying ready on the sideline and being ready when his number was called.
3rd down and 8. Sims under center. Give to the fullback. And that's Matthews. Not going anywhere. Right there, Seibert getting off the pile. So they managed 3 yards there, but it'll be 4th and 5. And time for Noah Christensen to punt the ball away.
Yeah, great job by that interior 2 all-conference defensive tackles for this Hopkins defense. Will Seibert able to make a play. When the play was going away from him, he took his first step, he did his read, he had his assignment to take a step in the right gap, and the ball was flowing away from him. He recovers, and he's able to make that play.
All right, Christensen's punt. Penalty flag thrown almost immediately. Enright steps back. Down it at the 37-yard line. But flag thrown immediately. We'll await the call. It's amongst that crew. Back judge Derek Carello and Andre Lewis serving as the side judge today. Brian Leonard, the field judge, and Lance Deffler, the field judge. Excuse me, the line judge.
Receiving team number 6. The 10-yard penalty enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
All right, so the holding call against Johns Hopkins will be 10 yards from the 37 where the punt was downed. Right at the bottom of the screen.
Yep. Can see it clear. Didn't want to let up a free release from that end man on the punt team.
All right, Johns Hopkins will take over on its own 27-yard line. 4:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. And Hopkins leading by 11, 24-13. All right, Harvey's got Schroeder behind him. Now motion him out. Bechtel's lined up at the H-back. Harvey, keeper, up the middle. Runs over his tackler. 11 yards for the first.
This is a game with two very unique, interesting quarterbacks. Not many times do you see a quarterback try to run over a safety, run over any player for that matter. Oftentimes they're sliding, they're trying to avoid contact, but here you see Bay Harvey lower his shoulder and try to run someone over.
Player that needs to be attended to is Mack in that secondary. See that everything is okay on that side.
Officials timeout for injured player on the defense. The defender presented an injury prior to the ball being spotted. There is no timeout for Salisbury.
Yeah, hopefully Mack is all right for this Salisbury defense. He is clearly a leader, one of the high character, high academic guys on this defense, and it would be a blow if he's not able to come back in this game.
Winner of this one, as he is off on his feet, walks over to the sideline. Winner of this one gets a winner of Susquehanna Eastern. Just taking a look at that score. Susquehanna leading Eastern 15-0 now, start of the fourth quarter.
Wow.
So it could be right now the Riverhawks poised to advance with one more quarter to play there. Here's Schroeder, and he finds a little more running room and gets 9 yards up to the 47. All right, Nick. With Ben last week, watching Jeff, and I'm going, I'm going to date myself a little bit, but, you know, Le'Veon Bell, like that was just sort of that style, okay? No,
yeah.
Well, who's the current guy? Come on, who's the current guy who runs like that?
Who runs like that?
I need a current guy like you, yes.
Oof.
Yeah, well, just maybe find a comparison there, but you talked about the patience, right? What's there, and using those blockers to the full extent he can.
Yeah.
All right, to 2nd down and 1 here from the 47-yard line, and the play action. Here's Bay going downfield, looking for his man, incomplete. And right, it was one step in front of him again. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Now it's 2nd and short. You can take that shot if it presents itself.
Yeah, when you start out 1st and 10 and you have such a big run by Jeff Schroeder, being able to be patient. He had a great block from Garrett Brophy out there on the left side, and he was able to just make something happen. When you get a 2nd and short, that's when you can take these deep shots to your playmakers on the outside. It opens up the playbook a little bit more, and now you're living with a 3rd and short, still manageable, and we'll see what happens. Maybe they get the ball back to Schroeder here to get the first.
This time Bay up under center. They set up for that possible push, but no, they give to Schroeder left end. He turns the corner, sideline, before he's ultimately out of bounds and a late penalty flag.
Yeah, a little bit of a late shot there on the sideline. Looked like Schroeder was either out of bounds or heading there, and they get a late hit there on the sideline. They had one of those calls last week against Endicott too. Ultimately didn't affect the drive in that game, but we'll see if a couple added yards to this drive could help this Hopkins offense score in this 3rd quarter.
That's true. And we come out of the half, same score, 24-13.
Yeah.
Schroeder rolling up the yards. Okay, as I look at the scores on D3Football.com, Mount Union, John Carroll tied at 7, start of the 4th.
Wow.
Now they go late hit out of bounds on Salisbury. After that Schroeder run. Yeah, it was Joya late. He was already out of bounds. Ball's now down to the 18-yard line. So red zone once again here for the Jays. And this time from the 18. Seeing Moore and Crotty here on the field side with Enright on the boundary. Fake the give. And there's Harvey. Left side, continuing to run. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, or down at the 5. Yeah, down at the 5-yard line. 13 more yards. Whoa. Where are the numbers for him now?
Bay Harvey. I don't think he would slide if Coach Wadika asked him to.
We did watch it a little before. All right, let's see here. Oh, early jump on the snap. Right there in the middle. All right, so they'll go half the distance now, which will spot the ball down at the 2. Couple other scores real quick. Wheaton College leading DePaul 35-10. Midway through the third quarter there. Barry up 28-9 on Trinity with 3:31 to play in the third quarter. From the 2, 1st and goal. Here's the give. Jeff Schroeder, touchdown. 2 yards for the score. Schroeder on the board. Hopkins at the 30-point mark.
That marks his 21st touchdown this season, and I think we had missed it. His last big run made him the 5th all-time rusher for this Johns Hopkins offense.
Excellent. Up to 5th all-time. And you got it. 21 total touchdowns for Jeff Schroeder, 19 on the ground. Here's Waite with the extra point attempt. Snap back, kick is up and good. Johns Hopkins 31, Salisbury 13. Minute 57 to go here in the third quarter. One good thing to see for Salisbury was number 3 back out on the field on the defensive side. Looking to see, will number 2 be out on the field for the offense once Waite sends the ball down the field.
I'm looking at him right now, and he's got his helmet on, and he seems to be working on his pitches. So looks like he might be coming back out on the field right now. Hopefully we can see more of him going today.
What a season Salisbury has had once again. Although here they are playing in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and yeah, who's number 1 in this bracket? Well, Christopher Newport, right? Yep. The captains doing what they did and then getting upset in this NCAA tournament. 30th career rushing touchdown there for Jeff Schroeder to make it 31-13. All right, Waite sends it into the end zone. Fair catch is already in the end zone. Touchback, 25-yard line. So guys continuing on the Johns Hopkins side to climb the charts. I mean, for where Harvey is, Schroeder, Crotty. Oh, my gosh. It's definitely a blessing, that's for sure.
I did see that with 2 more rushing touchdowns, Jeff Schroeder will tie Danny Wolf for 4th all-time rushing touchdowns.
Bringing back some of the names. Love it. Keep hitting me, Nick Seidel. All right, first down. Nice job on the give right there. Walter through one guy. He's powered past the 35-yard line and up to the 38. Big run, 13 yards.
That was a statement run right there from Walter. That was just his 7th rushing attempt today. Normally he gets around 15-ish carries a game. They haven't been able to get it to him with Urquidy and Sieber up front. They're able to stop this offense and really slow down that rushing attack. Walter finally got a chance, got an open hole, and he definitely made Hopkins pay.
Sims still the quarterback on this series. Fakes the toss. Here is in the pocket looking downfield. Brubaker, he's picked off. Bordeaux, interception from the 42, and he's into Salisbury territory. Carson Bordeaux with the pick. That's 3 on the season for the Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
There's a reason he's the Centennial Conference Defensive Player of the Year, and it's plays like that where he's able to read the offense, see this long developing pass route happen, and he just jumps it. You know, McGowan doesn't see him out there, and he just goes up, jumps the pass, and he's able to get that crucial turnover to get the ball back to this Hopkins offense.
There's a penalty flag down for a lot of extracurriculars once Bordeaux was tackled. It's as referee Brown announces, they'll enforce that at the end of the run. Watch Bordeaux step right in there in front of Brubaker and make the pick. Good job by Carson. And 2 straight years, first teamer, and of course gets the added honors of the Defensive Player of the Year. Economics major, minor in finance. Made a money play there. Jays still here the third quarter. Taking advantage of the Matt Sims interception by Bordeaux. Oh, Harvey end zone for Crotty, and he can't bring it in. Well, Bay's getting off the ground after the pressure there by Oliver Morgan. We talked about Morgan and what he brought in, and well, 94. And he's been pushing that he's been pushing that line quite a bit, and just getting access to the quarterback. It just hasn't really been there, Bay.
He really does. He's a second-team all-conference guy. He is one of the players that definitely stands out and a captain on this defense. He does get a ton of internal pressure, you know, and that's kind of the worst pressure that a quarterback wants to see. It's a lot easier when you have guys coming from the edge, but when it's coming straight up the middle, it's a little bit tougher to detect.
To elude. There you go, 2nd and 10. There's Schroeder. And yeah, that's Matt getting up after making the tackle, but a nice run, 5 yards for Jeff. As Nick pointed out, climbing the all-time charts.
Mack now leading this Salisbury defense with 9 total tackles today. He's flying all over the field.
Yeah, just watching these guys. Of course, we certainly heard about Jimmy Celentano. I mean, the guy's got a huge rap on the right hand, still out there playing. It's again, 6-year grad student, comeback player of the year after his major injury. There's Schroeder, right side. Patrick Scheel to make the stop. That guy's had a heck of a season too. Scheel with 54 tackles, and I think that put him second coming into this game, second leading tackler on the team.
Yep.
4 interceptions. That was the last play of the third quarter. 31-13 through 3 here in Baltimore. Nick and I will be back in a minute. Take this pause here on ESPN Plus. Fourth quarter about to begin. Steve Stauffberg, Nick Seidel, Bay Harvey right up under center. getting the push forward on 4th down and 1. They're going to spot the ball at the 19. And have to see just where the ball gets spotted. Half the players trying to sell what the call should be. Oh, and it's a turnover on downs. Hopkins short on that 4th down attempt. And Salisbury, the defense stiffens. And we'll take possession here after just the first play of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's definitely a defensive battle in this second half. Hopkins is 1 for 5 on 3rd downs in the 3rd quarter, and then they obviously didn't get that 4th down conversion right there in the 4th. We're also seeing Salisbury in the same boat. 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions in the 3rd quarter. So both defenses definitely made a few halftime adjustments, came out ready to play in the second half.
All right, Seagulls will take over on their own 10-yard line. Johns Hopkins will call a timeout. Oh, actually, timeout called, well, really, stoppage called to challenge the spot on the field. Okay. Well, this will be interesting to see.
That's tough.
Right.
That is a tough decision to make.
Correct. Where does this need to be spotted? Well, that's what Calvin Brown's tasked to do with the video, because where is that ball? And that's the thing. You can project where it is, but you're not supposed to project.
Right.
Right? You're supposed to see where it is.
The concrete proof.
Hey.
And it's tough. When you have a whole bunch of bodies in there covering up the ball, you can't really get a good glimpse of where that thing is, and can't really tell.
All right. Well, head coach Dan Wadika decided to challenge that spot. Of course, it does mean a lot for both schools. Okay, just looking at some of the numbers through 3. As Harvey 16 of 27 passing, 235 yards. So I've seen him, what was he, 15 of 18 at the half.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. Wow, it's 1 of 9 passing in that 3rd quarter. All right, already noticing the referee come out from the replay area.
And it looks like that Hopkins defense is getting on the field.
All right, he said the ruling was upheld. So spot good, turnover on downs. Salisbury down 18. They don't allow another score. And now give themselves the chance to get one back.
Seems like Coach Wadika is mentioning on how you can't see where the ball is, but you can see where Bay Harvey has the ball in his front chest. And you have Garrett Brophy pushing him from behind, who is at that line to gain. So maybe that's the argument that Coach Wadika is trying to make.
That's true. All right. Sims remains the quarterback. Walter the fullback, fake the give. There's the pitch to Fisher. Fisher breaks 1 tackle, but it's Hogue. To stop Fisher at the 13-yard line on a gain of 3. Mason Fisher, Jr., Westminster, Maryland. So Carroll County, Westminster, for those watching, this is where McDaniel College from the Centennial Conference is located. It's about a 45-minute drive from here, west of where we are. And Fisher had 6 touchdowns on the season. He can move. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. There's Sims, there's the pitch. Belizaire, 101, Schottenmeyer gets past him, turns it up, the 30-yard line and more. Forward progress to the 33. Nice run all that time by Belizaire, 20 yards.
Great run by Belizaire. That's one of the toughest things to do as a defensive back against this kind of offense where everyone's inside, in between the tackles. They're mugging up all these holes. So that leaves you one-on-one with Belizaire. And yeah, he's an incredible athlete out there, just being able to make one move and make a guy miss and keep going.
First and 10 now from the 33-yard line. The motion there is Thomas. Fake the pitch. Pass picked off. Sims picked off for the second time today. It's Carson Bordeaux for the second time today on the return. And brings the ball back into Salisbury territory.
Carson Bordeaux being in the right spot at the right time. Hopkins was in a man-to-man coverage there with Bordeaux back as the deep safety. You can see him rotating there and at the corner of the screen. And that ball just gets sailed. Bordeaux's in the right place, covering and making up for the fact of where this man coverage is. And he gets a free one. It's almost a punt out there for Carson Bordeaux back there.
All right, so number 11 now with 4 interceptions on the season. And interesting note here, I guess I just didn't realize it, but when Carson was named first team All-Centennial there last year, first team Associated Press All-American, as a give, Schroeder, he breaks through one. Jeff inside the 30, brought down by Mack at the 28-yard line, gain of 16. And just to finish up that note, I guess just didn't realize that he was the first defensive back in school history to be named first team AP All-American.
Yeah, it's a testament.
Doing what he's done this year too.
Yeah, no, he's having a great season. That interception made it his 4th of the season, which now is tied for the team high. And so you can tell he's a leader out there. He's a captain for a reason. He is just a phenomenal football player.
All right, fresh set of downs here from the 28. Seeing Bechtel alongside Schroeder, give to Jeff. Oh, met head on. Nice job, penetration by Celentano. And then cleaned up by his teammates. 24 was the first there on the tackle there.
Yeah, Celentano creeps through. He's able to make first contact. Still, great job by Jeff Schroeder for not losing any yards there. You know, being able to minimize the damage, get hit, hold his ground, and just fall right there, not making matters any worse than what it was.
All right, 2nd and 10 now from the 28. In the triple bunch here is Moore, takes that screen pass. Moore, sideline, room to run, end zone, and touchdown. Great job that time. Enright and Crotty, both blockers in front for Moore for the score.
Josh Moore, he is electric. What I want everyone to watch here, though, is left tackle number 77, Mike Nwosu, and how he's out there, out in front of Josh Moore, running down the sideline, lead blocking as a left tackle. Who does that?
Yeah, he took out Patrick Shield on that play and enabled Moore to go in for the score. Here's Waite on to attempt the extra point. Kick is away, and good. Almost saw Jordan Scipio get in there for the block. But the extra point there, 38-13 our score. And Josh Moore taking it to the house. And as you pointed out, 77. Michael Nwosu, how about him? 4 times on that Centennial Conference team. 3 straight first team honors for him. Local guy from Perry Hall, Maryland. And if I remember correctly, he and Garrett Brophy, who also was a first teamer, both guys just 2 of 6 in Hopkins history to make the All-Centennial Conference team 4 years, for their 4 years of eligibility.
And it's not shocking. If you follow this team for the last 4 years, you can easily see that both of these players, that they started as freshmen, they were impact makers. As soon as they stepped on campus here at Johns Hopkins, they were difference makers on that offensive line.
All right, Waite kickoff. Fisher will come up and play it at the 10. Look for a middle return. Bring it towards the Hopkins sidelines. Oh, he got wrapped up and then wasn't going to get let go. Cole Stupp was the one to make the stop. Stup with the tackle. Freshman linebacker. Special team tackles this season. Defensive plays coming up.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that Coach Wadika had called out in our meeting with him earlier this week as keep an eye on him for future years. He's gonna be a special player for this Hopkins defense.
All right, Jay's up front right now. The give, first down. That's the Walter. Up forward to the 30-yard line on a gain of 4. Seeing on that on this drive, Gibson, Hodge, Urquidy, and Langen. Trace Langen, freshman from Houston, Texas. And that's something. Langen and Urquidy, both from that state. And about the same size. Both guys in the middle right here, facing this triple option. I knew something happened. I couldn't tell what actually happened, but something was simply off. False start call.
Usually, if it feels weird, something's probably up.
All right, so false start penalty, move them back a few yards.
A little bit of an interesting adjustment here on these Hopkins defensive tackles. They're lining up a little bit wider than what they normally do. Normally they're in the A gap, so right outside of that center, in between the center and guards, and they're clogging up that hole. Looks like they're a little bit wider right now. I'm curious to see if that was a halftime adjustment or if they're expecting more passes here.
All right, Sims looking to pass, flushed. Now gets his guy to clear out his defender. Sims gets upfield to the 33-yard line on a gain of 8. Smart play by the junior from Kenilworth.
Yeah, great play there by Sims. Gets out of the pocket, sees that the guys that he wants to get the ball to are pretty well covered up, and he does a smart thing. He takes off, he runs, he gets what he can.
So bring up a 3rd down and 3. Sims has got Brubaker to the far side. He'll keep it. And brought down by Scully. Close to the marker. But I don't think they're even going to consider whether it's a first. This is 4th and pretty much 1 yard. For Salisbury.
Ooh, we're seeing Daniel Clark come out here at wide receiver with a little bit of a limp. Looks like he was banged up on that last play or something.
Before the play runs. Gosh, you have the umpire coming in. False start penalty. Well, now it's not 4th and a yard. 4th and 6. And Salisbury, we're going to have to punt this ball with 9:38 to play here in the 4th. Matt Sims in relief here of Cyrus McGowan. As Christensen drops it at the 39-yard line. Orecchio and Enright back away. That ball gets spotted down at the 17-yard line.
Very similar punt to the style that that Hopkins does, where you keep it a little bit lower, you get it out there, and you let it roll. You can tell by the way that they're punting, they're trying to create that big roll, and I think they got an extra 20 or so yards simply off of where the ball hits the ground and how it rolls, and kind of minimizing any possibility of a return from this Hopkins team.
All right, we'll give Johns Hopkins the ball with 9:13 left to go here in the 4th. 38-13 our score. As Jays come out on the field, seeing Ty Pugliano as the feature back in this series. Enright and Crotty off to the right-hand side. Bechtel in as the H-back. Give Pugliano. Ty up the field. 25-30. skips past another, cuts back 40-yard line before he's brought down close to midfield at the 48-yard line. Mack making a dynamic tackle towards the end just to stop the momentum of Ty Pugliano.
Talked about it a little bit already today, but this left side of this Hopkins offensive line is just incredible. They're opening holes, they're making things happen, allowing these running backs to stay patient, just wait for it to happen, and they'll eventually get that hole open, and boom, there you go. Pugliano gets a huge, huge gain there.
Big time run for Ty from Medford, Oregon. And the Jays right up there, still on their side of the field. There's Pugliano. Salvosa comes in to make the initial stick. And that'll be a loss of a yard back to the 48.
It's a big hit by Salvosa right there. He was able to get behind the line of scrimmage and make a big time TFL there, and then, yeah, definitely don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those.
All right, 2nd down and 11 now. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on the scores. And particularly that Susquehanna Eastern contest. Here's the give. Pugliano's got some room into Salisbury territory. Brought down at the 37-yard line after a gain of 15.
Pugliano, very similar to Jeff Schroeder right there, just waiting, sees the hole, and he hits it hard. Gets the first down there for Hopkins, brings up his total for today to 36 rushing yards on just 4 carries.
What was his big run? How long was that one?
That was a 32-yarder.
32-yarder. All right, 1st and 10. And there's the give to Ty. Met in the backfield. And good job never letting go. Let's see. Yeah, I thought that was Celentano. I just started to see that big wrap come around him.
It's hard to miss.
All right, from that other game. Susquehanna 29, Eastern 0. 2 minutes to play.
Wow.
They're at the 2-minute timeout in that contest. Give here on this left side. And big wrap up at the 34-yard line. And Pugliano just doing the work to possess the ball and get downfield wherever he can.
Yeah, Hopkins up 25 right now. Probably just trying to take as much time off that clock as they can, lean on that running game, go behind that big, strong offensive line, and just take away as much time as you can on this drive. And they're doing it. They're being able to move the ball down the field, pick up first downs on the ground, and keep that clock moving.
I'm checking out the scoreboard on D3Football.com. Mount Union 7, John Carroll 7, 27 seconds left in that 4th quarter. Give to Ty. He's inside the 30, continues to drive. The 24-yard line. 10 yards and a first.
Watch when he first gets hit or makes contact right there. Him and Garrett Brophy behind him are just monsters. They're just moving forward. They're picking up the extra yards to go from a possible 4th down attempt. Maybe you're punting, maybe you're attempting a really long field goal. But no, they get the first down. They're able to keep the clock moving, move those chains. Great effort, great second chance there by Pugliano and Garrett Brophy.
Unreal. All right, fresh set of downs, using as much time as possible. And I didn't really bring up today, but just this week. I guess actually it was released just yesterday. Bay Harvey's up for a prestigious award. As the give there to Pugliano. And he is tackled in the backfield. Oh, yeah, Morgan there. Looks like Sherman Hatton took a little friendly fire in that tackle. Make sure that he's okay. Yeah, just yesterday, the 15 semifinalists for the Gallardi Trophy, which goes to the outstanding Division III football player, recognizes excellence in athletics, academics, and community service, and Bay's one of 15 that's up for that award. Of course, named after the legendary head coach at St. John's in Minnesota. But Bay, with everything that he's done here this year, he's up for that award. Along with a, let's just say a quarterback heavy list.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How could it not be?
Good to see Hatton up on his feet. Junior from D.C. Went to that Bishop McNamara private school there, Catholic school in that area. Now the finalists will be announced during or on Thursday, December 18. That's just the finalists before they name the winner of that. Not every candidate actually is in the NCAA tournament, so just considering those guys that have truly earned that honor. Just told that Mount Union, John Carroll headed to overtime. Boy, how about that? That is, we're talking about the top seed.
It's playoff football
that exists. And John Carroll was another Hopkins opponent earlier in the season. Jays won 27-13. That was the home opener for Johns Hopkins. That felt like a year ago.
That it did.
And I only announced. I'm not playing out on that field. All right, give left side and tie forward for, let's see, I guess maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Bringing in Brock Dandridge now, the freshman from Somerset, New Jersey. He's seen action in now his 7th game of the year. Of course, using every second of the play clock as possible. And we're down to 2:29, and here's the give to Dandridge. Dandridge, sideline, forced out of bounds by Mack. What's Mack at about 25 tackles? No, sorry. We've just called his name so often today.
We have.
What does that say? The Jays have been getting in downfield a bit.
Yeah. Believe that was his 12th tackle. That might have been his 13th, actually, as it gets updated right now. But, yeah, Mack's all over the place, but pretty good burst there out of that Hopkins back. Something to take note of here out of the game so far. Johns Hopkins with 263 passing yards and 275 rushing yards.
Oh, wow.
Pretty balanced attack all around.
We've hit the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th. If you would, Nick, just give us a little more off of that, off the live stats. But, boy, you just bring up those totals. I mean, we're 500-plus yards. What's that, about 530-some yards there of offense. What else you seeing number-wise here?
Yeah, Bay Harvey, 17 of 28 today with 263 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns. To add to that, he has 2 rushing touchdowns. He has 96 yards on the ground, while Jeff Schroeder, the lead back today, has 116 rushing yards. Having an incredible game. We've seen him so many times, actually 19 times, 19 carries today. We've seen him be patient, hit the hole when it's there, and if it's not, he takes what he can get. He's a very disciplined back, but don't be fooled. He's got some burst. He can make a big play here and there, and you know we saw him involved a little bit in the passing game as well, getting a couple checkdowns from Bay. So they use him a lot of different ways, and you can see why.
All right. Teams come back out on the field. Looks like Johns Hopkins is in position to get the clock winding with that last first down run made by Dandridge. Start the clock. and move towards the end of this contest. You know, in talking to Coach Wood and asking about some of the guys, boy, and hearing about Kilo Mack. Oh, timeout called by Salisbury. All right, timeout called by Salisbury here. Stop the clock with 1:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. I wanted to talk about Kilo Mack. I wanted to talk about Micah Brubaker and just the things that those guys do off the field, not just on the field. Community oriented. And leading the way. As he was even pointing, I just love the comment, you know, Micah Brubaker. Could be the mayor, governor, what have you.
What can't he do?
Really special to hear that. You know, we called Colin Wargo's name once or twice on that defensive side, and one of their faith leaders for the Salisbury team. So I really need to see there and hear about that. Boy, Cyrus McGowan, we watched a good guy today, making plays. A guy who found his way to Salisbury, and it's been great that he's been playing since last year when he came in for his injured quarterback, and what he's doing in the classroom too. Fantastic. After earning the conference's offensive player of the year, the rookie side, as Dandridge gets turned back at the 16-yard line. So yeah, just really great to hear about some of those guys on the Salisbury squad.
Yeah, the piece when talking to Coach Wood that really stood out to me was every Thursday morning, this team, often led by Wargo and McGowan, goes to the local food bank and they hand out food. It's amazing, every Thursday.
Fantastic. And I feel like he even said, you know what, he even said they're up at 6 a.m. because they're making breakfast at that food kitchen.
And they're competing who can make the best pancake.
Love that spirit. No doubt. All right, so Jays just can't take a knee right now. Have to continue to move the ball. So Dandridge fighting forward as they're under a minute to go here in the contest. And Susquehanna over Eastern, 29-0 in the fourth quarter there. We're looking at a rematch once again between these two schools who actually in your day, Susquehanna was a member of the Centennial Conference. They left to, once the Landmark Conference, their conference for all other sports, that they joined them when they had their football conference created just the other year. As Harvey, he'll sling it to the end zone. Martini caught, touchdown. 3 seconds left, and the score for Johns Hopkins. Harvey to Martini for the score, and the Jays now over 40 in the game.
That brings Bay Harvey to another 5-touchdown performance, same as last week. He does it again today with 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, he had an incredible outing, put up over 275 yards in the air and 96 yards on the ground. Bay Harvey with just a tremendous, tremendous performance today.
Martini's second receiving touchdown here as a Blue Jay in his final year of eligibility. Here's Waite's extra point attempt, and it is good. So Johns Hopkins up 45-13 over Salisbury with 3 seconds left and a kickoff left to attempt here in this contest.
Yeah, looking forward to this Johns Hopkins Susquehanna game. A great program. Hopkins always plays them well. They always play Hopkins well. It is looking like it's going to be a showdown to see who makes it on to the Final Four.
Just looking at Susquehanna's record to date, their win, if they do, I haven't seen it as a final yet, but they do beat Eastern here up 4 scores. Well, they'd be a They'd be 11-2 on the season. They beat W&J in the first round, 38-32. Did that at home, and then went to Christopher Newport and upset the captains, 42-28. Yep. Took out the top seed in this section of the bracket. And today at Eastern College, and pitching a shutout there. All right, Waite will squib it down. It'll be fielded by the up back. And on the return by Malachi Dokes. That finishes off the time here for today's contest. And Johns Hopkins will advance into the quarterfinals here in 2025 with a 45-13 win over Salisbury. The Jays continue the climb back to the heights they reached last year, the semifinals, as they continue on towards the quarterfinals with his third round win here in Baltimore. For Salisbury, the season does come to an end for Coach Wood and his staff as the Seagulls finish off their season at 10-2 overall, having made it to the third round after beating Endicott in the second. And it was good to see this season that Coach Wood, in his 27th season at the helm, made it to the 200 win mark. During the season, a Salisbury graduate himself, 1984 grad with Seagulls, and was part of that first ever team that had made it into the NCAAs way back when, in 1983. That here he is, having led the program, and again, eclipsing that 200 win barrier. Nick, big win today.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
Always thinking, you know, that there is a saying that you get a 24-hour rule. So right now, this Hopkins team can enjoy this win for the next 24 hours, and then it's on to the next week, on to Susquehanna. I'm not sure if they're going to wait 24 hours. I'm not sure if they're going to take time. This team seems hungry. They seem ready for the challenge, and it definitely feels like one of the different, more special Johns Hopkins teams that we've seen maybe ever.
Obviously talked about a lot of accolades from the guys have earned through this season, where some of them stand in the all-time marks. And so they'll get to play another week of football. And so it will be Johns Hopkins facing Susquehanna. 29-0 was the final score in that game, shutting out Eastern along the way. And so I expect them as the next opponent here in the quarterfinals. The team lines up to sing the, as it's announced, the Johns Hopkins Ode.
Yep.
Who was responsible for leading the way when you were taking the field? When you got to learn it first, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're definitely not learning it very early as a freshman, but you do pick up on it, and you do hear the seniors talking about it. And this is really just a great time to reflect on the game, reflect on how the whole team performed, how you performed, and kind of just look at everyone in the stands, a lot of them friends and family and fans and people that you see around campus or people that you interact with a good bit. And it's almost your time to say thank you for coming out and supporting us, and to just really think about, hey, that was an awesome win. That was an awesome win. You know, it's a playoff victory on Homewood, but I would be shocked if a lot of these guys aren't already thinking about next week.
We're expecting to talk to Carson Bordeaux in a couple of minutes. We'll use the opportunity just to say that besides knowing the next opponent, Susquehanna, John Carroll and Mount Union have gone to a second overtime, and neither scored in that first overtime period.
There was a blocked field goal on the John Carroll side against Mount Union. John Carroll had the ball and was dry, and they got the ball back for the overtime.
Amazing, amazing. All right, then on the other side of that bracket, Barry leads Trinity 31-18 with 5:10 to play in the fourth quarter of that game. And I'll just run through some other scores. I'll allow you to give me an update in a moment here, Nick. Wisconsin River Falls has a 14-7 halftime lead over St. John's, Minnesota. Bethel leads 21-10 over Wisconsin Platteville. Let's see, North Central Illinois, of course, reigning champion, 28-7 right now over Wisconsin La Crosse in the start of the third quarter in that game. And then finally, Wheaton, Illinois College will advance, I'm sure, over DePaul. They lead 42-17 at the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
So John Carroll is now up 10-7 against Mount Union. They made the field goal. They're in the second overtime. Mount Union has the ball, and John Carroll just had a face mask, moving the ball even further down for Mount Union. Close to score. A touchdown will win the game right now.
Oof. All right, so we'll continue to track that as we see the teams huddle up out on the field after the 45-13 win here today in Baltimore. And Johns Hopkins advancing with Susquehanna. Now look, they're the Road Warriors. They're the ones that have beaten Christopher Newport at their place, Eastern University at their place, and now they'll be coming to Baltimore. Now that game between Hopkins and Susquehanna was in Selinsgrove, PA earlier this year, but what an interesting homecoming it'll be for Susquehanna's quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Ehrlich, his dad, the one-time governor of the state here in the state of Maryland. Okay, you know, we're finished really with the contest, but not the stream as of yet. As you see on the headset right now is Carson Bordeaux joining us here after such a huge game here today. Boy, 2 interceptions, 4 altogether, tackles and so on. Honors for the season. Carson, thanks for joining us. What a game today. Your defense really took care of business after that first play, one play touchdown drive. There wasn't much happening after that. Carson. Yeah. So as you saw it today, well, your defense really got after it after that first play.
Yeah, Salisbury is a fantastic team, and they had great athletes all over the place. So they came out and punched us in the mouth first, but Coach Hill, Coach Rio, Coach Wolf had a great game plan that we've been practicing all week, and we just had to believe and trust in that and then continue on playing our game of football.
Certainly appreciate that. I'm Steve Stoffberg. Now I'm going to turn the mic over to Nick Seidel here. I don't know if you know him or not.
Carson, great game today. You played outstanding. I'm sure we'll catch up about it in a little bit here, but walk us through those 2 interceptions. What were you seeing? How did those happen?
Yeah, I got motion from my slot back, so I get back to the middle of the field. Quarterback was looking him down a little bit too hard, and right place, right time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
As far as for facing this Salisbury offense, hey, second week in a row facing the triple option. And that had to have been a bit of an easier game planning, just knowing you had prepared for something like that already.
Yeah, we didn't switch much up from last week. We added a couple wrinkles to, maybe catch them off guard a little bit. But in general, it was the same type of game plan from last week. So it definitely helped seeing it full speed last week and then going into this week and playing the same. But yeah, all props to Salisbury. They're a hell of a team.
Boy, what was it like facing a quarterback as dynamic as McGowan was?
Yeah, probably the most dynamic quarterback I've played in my career. Like I said, he's a great player. His ability to throw the ball the way he can and run people over is very, very unique. So it was definitely a big challenge. But just played our brand of football, and good things came from it.
Susquehanna next week. They shut out Eastern today, 29-0. Continue to do the job on the road. And a rematch from earlier this year. What do you remember about the game earlier this season?
Yeah, Susquehanna is a fantastic team. Their quarterback and running back duo is arguably best in the nation. Great receivers all over the place. So it's definitely going to be a challenge going into next week, and we're going to make sure that everyone on our team is ready. But yeah, definitely can't lose focus this week. They are a fantastic football team, so we'll plan accordingly.
congratulations on the win. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Certainly appreciate that. Carson Bordeaux from the sideline there with us here on the video stream. All right, Nick, well, wrap up this win here today, 45-13. And yes, it's on to the next, no doubt. But how about that, facing an opponent that you've already seen this season?
You know, they say it's hard because, you know, you have your first time going against a team. Granted, Susquehanna's a little bit different. We've played against them many times over the years, being in the same conference, playing them outside of that. And, you know, these teams are just familiar with each other. When you become more familiar with the team, you start to know their style. You start to know kind of what makes them tick, how to leverage your team against them a little bit better. There's no surprises. It's more of you know, our guys are better than your guys. And so it's going to be one of those types of games next week. And I'm very excited to tune in, see how that you know, matchup turns out.
Looking forward to it next week. Of course, we expect the 12 noon kickoff. Everything will be officially announced tomorrow. That's the way it rolls in the NCAA with all the other contests, too. Do you still have up John Carroll, Mount Union? Do you still have that score up? Oh, would love to know. I mean, you imagine that? John Carroll taking the Purple Raiders as deep as they have into overtime, even having to go into the second overtime period?
We have a 4th and 2 right now for Mount Union. Second overtime, down 3. We'll see. Do they kick it?
Oh.
Do they go for it? I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So you're watching us here on ESPN Plus. We may have just lost you, telling you that it's time to what's going on in that other game. But certainly want to wrap up and want to thank everybody that has helped prepare Nick and I here for today's contest. First off, Heath Behringer for Salisbury University. Certainly appreciate your help, Heath, for getting us ready on your side. And then Ernie LaRasa and the group here for helping us prepare for today's Hopkins Salisbury contest. Ryan Davis and his video crew. Awesome job there today, Ryan. And thank you all for it. For your help today, making things looking so great. We're put to the task with the video replay, too. That's what has to happen these days here. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch up with you next weekend here on ESPN Plus.